What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and this is one of your favorite reality TV and gossip panels. Everybody, it's the whether you like it or not reality TV and gossip panel. Okay. Before we go into anything, Jay Lee, Josiah, and Terrence will be late tonight. So if you're wondering, you see six Brady Bunch blocks up here, it's because they're late tonight. However, let's go down the run. We got Dixon in the building tonight. Yes, God. We have Bondi Blue in the building. Yes, God. We got Alexander Rogers in the building who showed his complete ass last week, but it made a great show. He showed complete ass last week, y'all. Okay, we got y'all real in the building, of course. And we have the lovely Jamie That's Me in the building who is glowing up right now. His skin is glowing. She got that wig on fleek. Like everything is. She came back to the panel not playing with you hoes tonight. Okay, she came back not playing with none of y'all. Okay. So how y'all feeling tonight? I'm talking about the people in the blocks. How y'all feeling tonight?
I feel great.
I'm a little under the weather, but I got a hot toddy. So, it's getting there.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Tired, but I'm okay.
Okay. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Okay.
I'm
Before
tired, but
we
I'm
get into
good.
anything, I just want to say how good God is because of the fact that the Basketball Wives only has two more episodes and no reunion just makes me feel overflown with blessings in the building. I just no
No
more. Just
2 episodes and no
This
reunion,
is breaking news for me.
girl.
Yep.
two
Oh, well,
episodes.
you know what? Well, remember what Malaysia said. No substance, Malaysia. Why are you so invested? And fecal nostril, you're too invested. You're too. Well, honey, we have pulled our money and we have stopped paying you attention.
Exactly.
Mm.
She said, Evelyn said there's two more episodes, including the one that comes on tomorrow. Two more episodes and no reunion. Which I feel like it was no need for a reunion anyway. It's nothing to talk about. All they really did this entire season was pass the house, cook, and have fake ass conversation. It's no
Yeah,
need.
the house is a
It's really.
reunion.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty much.
exactly what it is.
Facts.
So yeah. So I think it's safe to say that this show is pretty much gonna be pretty much canceled after this. They're not getting no more than 500,000 views this year in
200.
for ratings at all.
Oh, we went down even
Oh, you
more?
said too. I tried.
Mhm.
Damn. Scotty, we like
Uh,
this shirt. What's up with this
yeah.
shirt? We like this shirt.
Yeah.
That's what I said too.
Okay. So
Can you
so
back
okay.
up a
So
little bit?
about
I wanna see all the way.
hold
Yes, come on. Yes.
Paisley.
Mm-hmm.
Please,
Turn
I
around,
yes.
like that.
Taurus, turn
I
around.
like it.
The pants are cute too.
It's
Mm-hmm.
giving real urban outfit of tees. I like it.
You just came
Mm.
from a date, Scotty? Where you just came from? Where you going?
No, I really just put this on to go to the grocery store
Let
earlier.
me
That's the only
find
reason why
out. This panel only about to be 2 hours.
Child, who you mean at the grocery store?
What plans you got, Scotty?
I have no plan.
Okay.
Terrence, don't starve me in these comments, bitch. But anyway, because he already tried to starve me. But shit, I lost my train of thought though.
You was
But
about this
yeah,
was
I didn't
about
know.
Basketball wives.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know they went down that far to 200,000 views. I guess that
I
means
didn't
it's not
either.
gonna come back.
They
Are y'all
did.
gonna
They
miss?
they did.
Are y'all,
I'll miss
are
the
y'all gonna miss?
check.
That's the only thing we gonna miss.
I'm actually happy to hear that because that means that enough people are not watching where they feel like we're gonna scrap it. And I'm happy about that because I feel like that's the punishment. There needs to be
Hmm.
some type of checks and balances for this bullshit. And I'm happy about it. Even if it is me forfeiting, more of a check. So what? Y'all will come hear me talk about any old thing. and I'll make the same
We
thing. So,
we could watch old seasons.
child, bring back Royce. Let's watch the old season
Yeah.
when she picked up that whole candle and threw it at Evelyn.
Ooh.
With the whole
You
glass.
know what? But that makes me wonder: are they going to cancel Houston along with this, or is it just they're canceling this one?
When did they say that was gonna happen? Because that's rumored. I haven't
It was
seen
supposed to
anything.
happen. It was supposed to happen. Because I think that.
Because Tammy said it was.
Before she left, she had a whole she had a whole cast. But that was before I think Shawnee stole the whole production credit from her or some shit like that. Because Tammy was supposed to have a producer's credit, and that didn't go too well with that. So
And see, I haven't heard anything about that show since then. So that's why I'm like, do we even know if they was really like fully taping? Because they could have had, girls that they plan to use and still never taped. I ain't heard nobody say they was taping.
Hey y'all, can y'all hear me?
I don't know, but
Jaylene.
Hey, Jaylene.
girl. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be
Either
in 1
way,
second.
I'm not. Okay. Either way, I'm not sad about it. Basketball Wives used to be my creme de la creme for my reviews, but at this point, I don't really give a damn about it not being what it is because they fucked it up. They fucked it up. They really did. They fucked it up when they went to LA and brought Shawnee ass to LA like we needed her there. Like they fucked it up from that point on. And LA was good before Shawnee and Tammy even brought their asses over there. Like if they wanted their own show, they could have just revived Miami and kept it moving. But instead, they wanted to bring their asses to LA. Now they fucked it up, and now they ain't got no show to go back to. Because at this point, if they only got 2 more episodes to go and no damn reunion, not even a virtual reunion, then I already know that they finna get canceled, and them ratings are in the garbage. So,
well, I honestly thought that Master Splinter would have learned from the last time that her show got canceled to not make the same mistake that she did, but obviously she didn't think about that. She thought that no matter like the backlash she was getting was not going to tarnish the brand, and she didn't think that we was going to mobilize and show her what was what. So I mean, hey, you know what they say, history is going to repeat itself, so it happened.
I think, and I'm gonna piggyback off what you just said, y'all. I think that because of the last rodeo they had with advertisers pulling out of the show, when they had like season 4 and all that stuff, because we talked about this a million times. When season 4 happened and Tammy bullied Keisha on that island, and Evelyn jumped across the table, Evelyn threw a wine bottle, Evelyn hit Jennifer in the head with a clutch purse and all this other stuff. And Star Jones started a petition against them that season, and then Wendy Williams started a petition against them, and everybody was speaking so negatively about the show. Because of that, and the fact that it didn't really mess up shit after that, I guess she felt as though it wasn't gonna mess up shit this time. That's what I'm thinking. But
I'm glad Star Jones got her karma for minding other people's business with that gay husband who won't stop telling hers. She got. I don't know why Basketball Wives was bothering Star Jones, but it shouldn't have been.
Where did that come from, Alex?
I will never miss an opportunity to light up Al Reynolds.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I don't like him. I don't like him at all.
We're less than 10 minutes in, and Alex is already with the shit. So I'm here for it. Let's go.
Like I don't like him, especially.
He reminds me of those card cracking gays that used to hang out by the pier. That's what he reminded me of. He reminded me of, trade where it's like nothing's wrong with sex work, but you don't have to steal from people. Giving hoes a bad name. That's what Al looks like. Like, he left with Star's social security number. He did.
Like, why? Why? That's what I'm trying to understand. But I don't like him either, especially on this little show that he got going on with I think it's Funky Dineva and Claudia Jordan, the thing they do on Fox Soul. He's really deplorable on that show. Like I hate it. I hate it. Like he pissed me off many a times.
He's really unlikable on there. Like if you thought you didn't like him because of what happened with Star Jones, wait, just meet him. Yeah. Not a very likable person to me at all.
I don't know why they keep trying to make him happen.
He's fetch.
I mean, it's like him and Karamo Brown. They will not stop thrusting them upon us.
See, white people like Karamo. White people like Karamo. That's why he's happening all over the place. I don't know how they feel about Al. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Al comes off like a snake to most. Even white people. Karamo has this "I'll be good" type of vibe going on. You know what I'm saying? Like he can give you the "I'm a nice guy" vibe. When really, some of y'all are nasty as fuck. Like that. I'm gonna just say that, and I don't mean that in like a sexual way. I mean like in a mean way. Like Al Reynolds is one of those people.
Yeah, I detest Al Reynolds. That's why I can't even watch that shit. Like, I would try to watch it because I do like Funky Dineva and I halfway like Claudia Jordan, but I do find her to be entertaining. But Al he's just a deplorable ass, bitch ass nigga. Like, I don't like him. I want to fight Al. What was he talking about? So stupid.
Do y'all remember? Like, I forgot which show it was, but they did a show and they were talking about something that had to do with women or something like that. And he gave this opinion.
Was it the one when they were talking about K. Michelle suing Mano?
Yes.
That's the one that really pissed me off.
Yes. I was just like, seriously? Like,
what did he say?
He was basically arguing whether she smelled bad or not. Like, they trying to make the point that, he shouldn't even, you shouldn't even be talking about the shit. At the end of the day, whatever a woman goes through, like, we don't need to, like, throw that in somebody's face because you niggas' balls don't always smell great either, okay? Just because we can't relate it to a seafood market doesn't mean it's flowers and shit. Women just aren't the type to throw shit like that in people's faces. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, he said, what if she really did think? Because I've heard things, and it's just kind of like perpetuating y'all talking about this woman's vagina, and it's just kind of like, why?
Like Mano don't got skid marks.
Ooh.
Who is Mano?
The rapper. Remember he was on.
Who is he to even feel as if he has the right to have? I'm like, is he even a person we care to talk about? Like, I don't get why people who do these interviews and they have these sound bites. I'm like, in real life, who the fuck is Mano? Like, we know who K. Michelle is. Like, I'm sorry. I'm here. We know who K. Michelle. Who is Mano? And I think to have the weird thing when you have the panel for Fox Soul, I feel like Claudia Jordan sits there and allows Funky and Al to say bullshit that she laugh about in the middle because she thinks it's funny. Because I'm like, ain't no way on God's earth that y'all should be sitting there dogging a woman's vagina and use a whole woman and you should know. Oh, did she? Okay, shut the hook.
And Quentin, that wasn't even Quentin's opinion at all. It was only Al.
It was Al. Oh, he can have several seats. Because who was Al Reynolds?
Al Reynolds wouldn't know. Oh my goodness. Al Reynolds wouldn't know a vagina if it hit him in the face. My goodness. He couldn't tell you the difference between a fresh blueberry muffin smell and a vaginal smell because he's never been to the area. Not since birth anyway. I bet you he's a Gold Star cesarean section gay. Oh my goodness.
Gold Star cesarean section gay. God damn.
That's Alex Ryan, you guys. That's what it is.
That's how foreign vagina is to him. I mean, he would need a passport, shots, papers to go visit vagina. So he knows nothing of what he speaks. Now, and again, he will never speak on his own sex life.
That
You
he
always
never
talk
talks
about what
his
happened
own
with
son.
Star in that lavender
Yeah,
marriage. What
he
goes
don't even say
on
much
with
about
your
that
pussy?
though. Al Reynolds has always been a person, but once he got with Star and they divorced, he always allows these assumptions of what we know to be true, that he's gay and she was like, in his beard. He allowed that to be the innuendo of I'm a person. But I feel like fuck Al Reynolds. Ain't nobody.
And I'll tell you something else. He gives me one of those sissies where because he thinks he's light-skinned with a decent body, he ain't got to wash his ass properly. That's what I get from him. You know those men.
I don't know why I even asked you to be a part of this a month ago. I don't know. Because I'm never going to look at this man the same.
Oh my God. Well, Drake is that type of man. Yep. Drake is that type of man.
I'm not. Like, before we even started, like, I'm glad, because I didn't think anybody else saw that episode of that show when he was talking about K. Michelle's vagina. I'm glad Bunny Blue mentioned it, because I damn near lost my damn breath when I talked about it on my Yes for the Mess, because y'all, I can't stand personal hygiene. I just think that completely low. Like, if you don't know what the fuck you talking, just shut the fuck up. Like, ugh, whatever. But however, we're gonna get into our reality TV commentary. The only reason why we got into Al because Alex decided that he wanted to drag him tonight. That's the only reason why we're talking about Al in the first place. But we're about to get into our reality TV commentary. Then after that, we're gonna close it off with Josiah's request to discuss the debate of Kirk Franklin and Plow's older brother, Kirk Franklin. And we're gonna talk about whether he was right or wrong, and is everybody outrage is fake at this point, because I have opinions on it. I haven't discussed it, but I know Bundy has opinions on it because she's been going the hell off about it. But however, we're gonna start this thing off with Married to Medicine. Before we go any further into Married to Medicine, I just want to say that Toya annoys me, and I'm gonna tell you why Toya annoys me, because I think I get that these people on this show has way more money than me, and they can afford to splurge a lot on whatever they want to splurge a lot on. But whenever I hear Toya talk about spending $25,000 to send her kid to a school, or she's spending this amount of money to do this, I just think that she just be wasting it, because every season they building a house, they selling a house, they moving into another house. I just think that she just wastes a whole lot of money on stupid shit. Not saying that the kid's education is stupid, but when I heard her say that, I'm like, girl, I just think she wastes money. That's on me.
I just need for her to stop mentioning money. The fact that y'all had y'all financial situation, you're constantly moving, you can address the children's education without having to sit here and tell us how much you paid. And even with that, I guess she wanted us to sympathize with her, saying that she had to move her kids from this one school and put them in a school that had more African Americans. But you should have known, putting them in a predominantly European American school, they're not going to touch on Black issues if when they exist. They're probably not going to get adequate African American history. Like, you should know this. And she probably did it just for the status. So it's like, I'm sorry, I really can't feel bad for you. And that's also not healthy, constantly pulling your kids in and out of school. Like, that's not healthy for them. But don't nobody care about Tacky Toya.
Mm-hmm. Not Tacky Toya. Okay, so it started off because
Yarrell has a point. Yarrell, you really do have a great point. I forgot that she has, rotated her children in and out of school like tires. They've been in seven districts in 5 seasons. I don't know why she doesn't homeschool them, since she doesn't have anything else to do but spend money that her husband isn't making.
I just think she likes the front. And that's what I don't like about her. It's, oh, my life is so fabulous and this and that. And the truth of the matter is you struggling. So how many times are you going to have to learn the lesson to stop living above your means before you get it? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, people gain and lose money all the time. But her attitude about it is what makes it annoying.
Mm-hmm. That's how I feel too. And she's very much so new money. Like, that's all she ever does. Like, she's the ghetto bougie bitch. That's just what she is.
She still give me the vibes of she still give me the vibes of Are You with your raggedy broke ass. She still gives me those vibes. The mom says she do, like, she wants to be a rich white woman so bad, it's ridiculous. And she's not gonna homeschool those kids. I don't even know the reasoning why we had to see that short clip. I guess so that, like y'all said, she can mention that school is like $25,000 per child. But I'm like, you switching them out of school because it wasn't enough black kids there. But let's be honest, they ain't gonna get the black history that they need in none of these schools for real, because they're removing a lot of the content from the textbooks anyway. They don't want to have the hard conversations and the tough conversations with these students, and a lot of these white people can't teach that to black kids anyway. So, if you want to waste money, just say that. And if you want to spend the tuition, you might as well let them go ahead and skip on up, take the GED, and go put them in college, because that's a lot of money. But it's Eugene's money. So, it's easy to spend money when it's not really yours. It's, Eugene's out here busting his butt, making a lot of bread, especially during COVID, especially during this pandemic. He having to be at the hospital so much, he is raking in a lot of money. But Eugene was actually preparing, in my opinion, for that before the pandemic, because he had to work these long hours just to dig them out of the debt that Toya helped put them in. And I feel like I could see her with the same actions. Like, Toya's actions hasn't changed. Remember, she had to scale back, but we see now that they're back on, I guess, the straight road. It's like she gonna send them right back down the path that they just came from, struggling. And she not really adding anything aside from the check that she's getting from, Married to Medicine. So, either way, Toya girl, good luck.
I just want to say that her son made it very clear, like, you don't need to buy another one of those bags. You got that. Talk about some bad business. Stay out my closet. I'm like, ready for that.
Does anybody else feel like the show is missing something this season? Like, I don't know what it is. It's not Mariah.
I'm bored.
But it's just something. Yes, I'm
so
bored.
I didn't even review it today. Like, after I finished my Bondi Blue show in Real Housewives of Atlanta, I was like, child, I'll worry about it later. That just goes to show how disinterested I was, that I wasn't in a rush to get it done. Child, please.
I'm trying to get them the benefit of the doubt, because it's just the second episode. So I'm hoping it picks up in a few episodes. Yeah. I'm hoping so. And maybe it won't pick up till Lisa Nicole Cloud come on to the show, and who knows when, I don't know when she's gonna come up. That could be 6 episodes in.
Because honestly, to piggyback off what Bundy said, I didn't even want to do my review last night. Honestly, like, after I did the Housewives of Atlanta and I edited and everything else, I was kind of like, should I even do this shit? Because sometimes I give us 3 episodes to really let me know if I'm gonna keep reviewing it. But, like, I don't know what it is, though, because people give, and I said this before, people get Married to Medicine quite a bit, especially when it's up against the Housewives of Atlanta. And they make it seem like how this show is better than Housewives of Atlanta, but it's not. I don't know what it's missing, because I don't miss Mariah. So I don't know what it is that it's missing. And this new person that they added, she's not interesting to me at all.
Yeah, she's bland.
Maybe just like, yeah, she's very bland. Just like Jamie said, maybe when Lisa Nicole stupid ass comes along and Quad and her Tyler Perry theatrics come along, maybe it'll be interesting then. Because, child. I think the only thing that's really worth talking about in this particular segment is Jackie and Simone, because that's really what it was all about. And I just want to know, I just want to ask a question to you guys, and I want you guys to give me your honest opinion. When it comes down to Jackie and Simone, Simone said that her feelings were hurt when Jackie said that her relationship with Heavenly is just as important to her as her relationship with Simone. Simone said her feelings was hurt when Jackie said that. I felt that it was childish of her to get so offended by something like that. Like I have a lot of people that have friendship. I have a lot of friendships that I see as the same. And I'm guessing, there were people in the comments that was like, well, maybe it's because Jackie and Simone have a longer standing relationship than her and Heavenly does. But to me, sometimes the years of a relationship really doesn't matter at times. So, what's y'all take on that? Because I thought Simone was being childish, and she's always being childish, in my opinion. But in this particular instance, was she being childish?
I don't think she was being childish. Personally, I mean, mind you, I don't really like Simone like that, but I can understand it in terms of quantifying, years of friendship. Like if you have someone that you have years, of friendship with, they know your ins, your outs, they can look at your face and tell if something is wrong with you. They know all your business and everything. Y'all done been there through, crucial times in each other's lives. And then you have somebody that you just not met and maybe like 5 years, like you can appreciate both. But if I've been friends with somebody for 20 years and you sit here and try to compare a 3-year friendship, that's gonna make me feel a kind of way. Whereas, like, I mean, I understand you value it, but it's like, so I don't know. I don't think she was being, childish in that moment.
I'll say I heard that part of the show. I think the difference between we have built a bond for 23 years. Like we have been through ups, downs, marriage issues, kids, and all that stuff. And for you to put our bond of that long in the same realm with someone who you just get cool with, like it should not be the same. It's not about the time, it's about the bond they built. Jackie and Simone was like sisters. So for Jackie to put her and Heavenly on the same pedestal, Simone, in my opinion, had a right to feel some kind of way because you ain't built shit with her at all. You ain't built nothing with her to make it seem as if the friendships are the same. It doesn't mean that she can't be friends with Heavenly, but I would say it doesn't compare because Jackie and Heavenly ain't been through anything. Like they can be friends, but I get her feeling some kind of way.
I'm gonna just say this. I think that Dr. Jackie said that shit because she wanted to hurt Simone, because she was mad at the way Simone didn't completely take her side with the Buffy situation. The truth of the matter is, Dr. Jackie, you were fucking wrong and everybody knows it. And you were expecting Simone to be 100% on your side, and she wasn't, because that would be wrong. That was not right what you did. Like, and I don't think anybody could really argue that except for Heavenly's ass. So I think that because Heavenly took her back so hard, and Simone was being a grown-ass woman about that situation, feeling like, I'm not about to throw Buffy away. You was fucked up for that, so I'm not really gonna get involved the way you want me to. I think that made her want to be passive-aggressive because that's Jackie. I think that's why she likes having Heavenly around, because it's somebody that will bark on her behalf so she doesn't have to do it. But I definitely am looking at Jackie more with a side eye because of the way she manipulates people in situations so that she doesn't have to do the shit that she truly feels, so that she can continue to look like, the bigger person and all of that shit. So that's really what I see. And therefore, I feel like Simone is not wrong, because I think Simone is over it. I think we get to an age where we start to realize when people are constantly sunning us, and we got our own kids and husband and family and life that we live into. So I'm not going to allow you to make me feel like I'm a subordinate to you just because, your attitude in the world has built you up as this grandeur fixture on this show. So I just think Simone's over it.
I agree. I think that Simone has finally gotten tired of the smell of Jackie's ass.
Jamie.
I don't think that Simone was being childish, but I like they've been friends for 20 years versus the 5. It's kind of like she shouldn't really trip off of it in a sense. I'm just thinking, and I guess I'm saying this from my perspective. I have a friend, my best friend since 8th grade, versus somebody that I just met. If I were to tell her, like, you know, that friendship versus the friendship that I've gained since I've been in Atlanta, like, it means the same amount to me. My friend isn't my best friend of 8th grade. She's not jealous like that. But I think the difference is the fact that Jackie and Heavenly bonded after a friction of the friendship between Simone and Jackie. So you know I don't woman. You know how I feel about her. You being my friend of 20-something years, you know me in and out, as y'all said. You know how I move. And you should know what I tolerate and what I don't tolerate. So for you to put me on the same level as this, I would feel a way about that. Like, if it's a person I'm at odds with. So I guess my situation is different because they're not at odds or anything like that. But for Simone, I would definitely feel a way. I don't think it's being childish. She was just being honest with her about how she felt. And I think Bondi is absolutely correct about Jackie trying to get back at Simone due to the Buffy situation when she was 1000% wrong in that. You don't go out and just speak on somebody's infertility issues and then don't get their permission to do that. And then when they check you, you want to get an attitude and then apologize like it's whatever. But I want to just skip to the end real quick because I don't want to forget this. I do feel a way that Simone was okay with having a sit-down conversation with a BIT she don't rock with of such a short amount of time, but you couldn't go and have a sit down with your friend that you've known for years, decades. Like, that was like very sketchy to me, especially when you said at the reunion you did not ever F with this lady. And if you do, that's fine, but the first person you should have talked to was your friend. Don't go to the same hoe that really don't care about y'all being friends anyway, who continue to be in the middle to create a even bigger divide between y'all. Why would you go and do that?
But see, that's what I feel that Simone feels like if she goes to Dr. Jackie first, it will be a concession the way it always has been. Like, I have to go to her. We have to bow down to Jackie. And I think that's the feeling that Simone is really like over, which is why she hasn't gone to her. Even when Heavenly was talking to Simone at the end of the episode, she was like, you have got to call Jackie. Like, it has to be her that takes the first step, as if Jackie isn't, you know, wrong in the situation as well. So I think that's probably why she was okay with reaching out to Heavenly, because that's more of a situation where, yeah, okay, I'm mad at you for speaking about my husband, but yeah, he said something to you first. You know, okay, maybe we could get past that. That's not as big as my friendship of all these years and her, you know, comparing it and then trying to throw me away and then want me to come back to her over some shit she was wrong about. So that's the only reason why I think Simone hasn't gone to Jackie already, because that's the feeling. Like, I'm tired of us doing that.
That's true, but I still kind of feel like if that's your friend, because for me, and I could be wrong when I say this because it doesn't apply for everybody, but I feel like if you've been friends with a person like 20 years, that's your sister. That's not really just your friend at you know, just like your friend. Like, that's your sister at this point. Y'all been through everything, going to college together, having to study, becoming doctors, her going through her cancer scare, you delivering, you having babies, y'all getting married, struggles and stuff. So it's like, if that's somebody you genuinely love and care about, it's okay to still be able to go to them and have that one time where you like, hey, okay, I'm doing it again. Like, if that's what you really want.
I think Simone think it's different. I think Simone, I haven't watched the episode, so I don't have that much, but I feel like Simone feel like it's too much to fix with Jackie right now. I can quickly talk to Heavenly and squash this shit on up real quick. Okay, we can, you know, get it together. But I do feel like if she had to go and talk to Jackie, that's a long that's not a one conversation fix. It's going to be more things to go into it. So I feel like she know I can't quickly talk to Jackie that fast, because not only is Simone not ready, and this from episode 1, Simone ain't ready yet, neither is Jackie. Both of them feel like the other one is at fault, and I think that's why they have not talked. And for Simone, in my opinion, to want to just scrap it up with Heavenly, had that done. Okay, that's boom, pow, pow. And then I can start to get ready to talk to Jackie. Because Jackie is, Jackie the kind of person where you can come to her and say, Jackie, 2 + 2 is 4, and I want us to be 4. And she would say, I hear that, but I want to get to 5, 6, 7. Well, no, bitch, we talking about 4 right now. Jackie likes to mix stuff up versus address what someone's directly saying to you. And I think that's the issue, Simone, because from episode 1, Simone specifically said what her issue was. Like she was saying when Toya got dumb and got drunk and walked away, they kind of messed all that up. But I feel like, because I saw the first 5 minutes of the episode, Simone was being vulnerable. Simone was trying to talk about what was wrong, and they want to make it seem as if all this other stuff is what Simone should address. And she like, okay, see, I don't have time for all of that right now, but I can say this one thing to Heavenly, get it fixed, and then talk. Because Jackie, it's gonna be a whole season of them back and forth. Because Jackie never likes to accept that she fucked up, and she will sit and talk to you over and over again about how she didn't fuck up, even though she did fuck up, and that's what aggravates me about Jackie.
See, that makes me think when I'm listening to that, I feel like now. I think the situation, if she can't go to her friend, if you really were affected by her putting you on the same equal level as somebody else that you don't like, I think it probably was deeper than that. That's probably why she can't go to her yet too. I think in that friendship, it was like a few things that was pissing her off about Jackie, and she just never said anything about it. And when that happened with Heavenly, it was like the straw that broke for her.
We saw little specks of issues between Simone and Jackie over the seasons anyway, but because they were so close, they kind of swept up under the rug on both ends. I think both Simone and Jackie both have put little shit to the side that they did not like, and then it just over time built up, and now they beefed out. It's just Heavenly was the straw that broke the friendships back, and I think they both have to address that. But again, Jackie has to be open enough to admit her wrong. I think Simone can accept when she fuck up because she has before. Simone can do that easier than Jackie. Jackie feels as if I say I fucked up, that's the flaw in me that I don't want to address. And she don't like to address her flaws. I think that's the issue. That's the reason why Heavenly and Jackie got beefed out before, because Jackie thought her piss didn't stink. And it's like, no, bitch, your piss does stink. And that's the issue. I think Simone just like, I'm not going to go to her right now because she not going to be ready to have this real ass conversation. And I want to get pissed and say some more foul shit because I'm pissed and I'm hurt. Because I think they both hurt because they're friends. You can tell that by how when they walked into the party, neither one of them could like look at the other one because they both so hurt. But until they both can just have a long drawn out conversation, it's gonna keep being tension. But at least with Simone not beefed out with Heavenly, if she talked at the end of the episode, if she not beefed out her anymore, it'd make it easier for her and Jackie to talk later on.
Yeah, I do kind of hope they talk without Heavenly. I just don't trust Heavenly. So I'm hoping that they're able to like, I don't know if the husbands can get them together or something, but I'm hoping they're able to, some can bring them together so just them two can have the conversation.
But
now, before we
do you think that this is another case of Essie and Marie? Or do you think that this is a friendship that is actually falling out? Or is this more of a lover's quarrel? Because what I see is an extramarital affair that has finally run its course. And I think that both women are resigned to go back to their husbands, and there is rust on the scissor that they used to snip together.
Y'all might want to laugh, but if Jackie and Simone both don't give a Leslie T, I don't know nothing. I'm just saying, even though Simone walks around in her little shorts and they older now, younger versions of them give me, I could have fucked y'all, especially Jackie. Jackie, all in her shoulders and shit, gives me, I might have liked the lady and I just couldn't do it because of the time frame that I was born into. I'm just saying, like girls that fell in love with other girls at 19 and then got put on blast so they could never feel that way again. Like the beginning of the first few seasons of the L Word or some shit like that. But I'm sorry, but honestly, that's funny to me that you say that because I often look at both Simone and Jackie like they're only made soft because they're on this show, but they're a little bit more, rough around the edges.
Femininity. Like a Dixon.
Before I say anything else about the comment that's on the screen, shout out to my mother because I think I saw my mother in the chat somewhere. My mother was in the chat. So shout out to my mother. Anyway, um, according to the comment that was that I got on the screen, because I did want to see you guys' opinion on this. So, DC, shout out to DC. She even he or because I don't know if it's a female or male, but they gave their acceptance speech in the chat and everything. But DC says that I think that Jackie is mad because Simone became friends with Mariah again after Mariah told Jackie that she doesn't have children. Do y'all think that that is a part of Jackie's issue with Simone? Because
I
listening to
don't.
what you guys were saying, I'm kind of understanding what y'all was. I'm kind of getting what y'all saying. Even though I originally said that Simone was being childish, listening to everybody else's point of view, I do get what y'all saying now. But go ahead.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is because Mariah has had odds with everybody. Heavenly even said that's why she and Simone had their issues was because of Mariah. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was then like a part of the breakdown of the friendship with Jackie and Simone. But I don't know if it was directly related to Mariah saying that she couldn't have children. I don't even remember that episode. It could be, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if Mariah was a part of the breakdown of the friendship as far as, calculating, adding, like just seeing a few things your friend doing, you don't like it, but you're not addressing it, but you're holding on to it.
Yeah.
I don't think it has anything to do with it, but I mean, at this point, again, a lot of stuff happens. So, but I don't think that's a major part. I think they've moved past Mariah because, again, no one likes Mariah. So I don't think Mariah has anything to do with it right now. So it's like, girl, bye.
But what I will say, as far as Heavenly is concerned, I understand that Cecil said what he said on Twitter, but I don't think that Heavenly should have just went dead smack in on him like that because Heavenly has a tendency of not being able to talk to a grown ass woman. She acts like a damn beast most of the time, and it's just key with the way that she acts. Because say, for instance, if Dr. Damon was on Twitter, he spoke his opinion, and Simone went in on him, she would lose her mind. So I understand if you want to respond to what Cecil said, but what he said really didn't warrant a response. But Heavenly is just stupid anyway. And then another thing is they all allow Heavenly to say anything he wants to say.
I don't think anybody allows Heavenly to do anything. I think Heavenly does exactly what the fuck she want to do, and they tolerate her because she's a cackle on the show. She's the antagonist, okay? And I think that, we all got to have that one bitch that don't nobody like on the show that's going to say what, may not or sometimes does need to be said regardless of how anybody feels about it. In general, I like Heavenly, but I also feel like I know her for her works as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't dislike her, but I see her as well.
What I wanted to say is, because, I guess people have their own isms and each group has their own set of rules and whatnot. And with Heavenly, her thing, and we've heard her say this many times, no man should address me. If that is the case, all he did was a blanket post or whatever. If it was that big of an issue, since a man shouldn't address you, you shouldn't address him. So there is no intermingling. So if it was an issue, why not call Simone and just be like, hey, this happened. I kind of feel away, whoop, wop, de whoop, but you go on a tirade on social media, and then when you blow up in the episode saying, well, a man shouldn't do that, but I'm just saying, like, it goes both ways. If you feel that a man should not address you as a woman, and a lot of women feel that way, I don't think you should engage a man either. And if you have a significant other, let him, okay, damn. All intents and purposes, if you have a male significant other, let him deal with that.
I'm going to just say this about that. No, I don't expect my husband to ever get online and argue with any female. I don't. I just don't. I don't think he'll ever do that. I don't think there is a time and space when Lyric is going to feel like, let me argue with this bitch on the internet. I don't ever think that will happen. And I'm comfortable with that. I like the fact that there's a detachment from all of this messy shit, because it is messy at the end of the day. And it's okay to be somebody that looks through and likes and does whatever, but to be somebody that goes in and engages in like ribbon sessions with other with grown ass women online. Yeah, I don't want to see my husband do that. So there's a part of me that understands where Heavenly is coming from, but I also feel like Heavenly goes for the jugular, like in a way that is unnecessary. Calling a man an alcoholic and all of that. At the end of the day, I do feel like don't come at me and tell me how to come at you, because I probably would have went for that no job having ass thing first too. Because I told y'all the Miami, New Orleans ignorant people thing is similar, so I understand Heavenly's ignorance. And I understand her feeling like I don't give a fuck. He came at me, so now I'm about to go for his neck. I get that. But based on her friendship with Simone, it would have behooved her not to go about it in that way and not to handle it that way. It would have been her being a grown-ass woman and better than she really is, to be honest. But you know, you can't require that out of people that don't have it.
But wasn't the comment about the house? Because correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he said nothing against Heavenly. It was against the house. So I don't know. I'm indifferent.
Yeah, that's what he said. He called the house. He joking about the house. That's why when he did it wasn't that much, because it was as if he went at Heavenly. He joked about them saying her house was dirty and it should be pressure washed. And he just jokingly mentioned what Mariah said. It wasn't like he didn't say nothing to her, but I mean, you can't call somebody house dirty and think they ain't gonna say nothing bad.
I mean, come on.
But
like at the end of the day, you say my house dirty, I'm gonna be like, fuck you and your mama. Like, I don't care if it is dirty. Yeah, it needs to get pressure washed, bitch. Give me the money. Okay, I still don't want to hear that from you, and I still curse your fucking ass out. So ultimately, at the end of the day, I still understand where she was coming from, but still,
now
they shouldn't have did that.
I want to know how Heffley is able to call anyone an alcoholic when when the whites of her eyes are as brown as the Hennessy she keeps in her coffee cup. I want to know how she was able to form her misshapen mouth to call anyone an alcoholic or a drunkard when you were completely non-lucid for your first 2 seasons.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Do you see this comment about Bondi? That's a lie, because your husband be arguing with females all the time. If I don't recall, your husband is on YouTube, Ken Nola, the West Bank twerker. Who? That ain't her fucking husband.
That is not her
husband. Lyric for the girl.
West Bank twerker.
Don't come for Bondi husband now. We know that is not a girl.
Hey, who it is again? Who? Ken what? Hold on. It's on.
Lyric, I gotta pull it up.
West Bank, what? Hold on, let's get to the bottom of this. They
pulling him. They calling him Martin.
West Bank, what? Ken the West Bank twerker.
The West Bank twerker.
What?
Oh my
That is not her husband.
You don't know me,
The
bitch.
East Bank, honey, that West Bank.
You don't know me.
That West Bank got the stanky legs.
Who's that? Look at the comment. What a comment at? Miss African bad girl Giselle is the one who said that. First of all, anybody who know Bondi knows her husband don't say shit except he the ad-libs in her background. I'm like, people be killing me with the bullshit. They gonna give her a whole new husband. A whole new husband, bitch. A whole new husband.
The bottom at that.
Exactly. Like, twerker.
He said with that camera.
Like,
what's funny is
this who you saw?
Lyric be at the house with her, and I'm like, he right there. He right there. Ain't your husband, that's a lie.
These people don't be knowing me.
How about we just do a round of who said that?
Who said that?
Who said that?
That is not her husband. You're like, y'all wrong for that.
Oh my God.
We left off where I was talking. But we left off where we were addressing Heavenly's alcoholism. Now, I know she's been able to pull back from the booze a bit, but let's not act like that heifer wasn't 3 sheets to the wind for that first 2 seasons.
Oh my god, I cannot. I definitely can't. Wasn't she drinking her crown out of a coffee cup and shit like that? Like heavily she just child. But anyhow, whoever is a mod, please get rid of these folks because what you not y'all take care of that because I'm not even finna start tonight with that BS in the comment section. Like y'all need to stop. But however, what do y'all got to say about Simone not inviting Jackie to her son's graduation party?
It was honest.
It was petty, and I was here for it.
Yeah.
I think that was messed up.
Yeah, I thought it was messed up too. I'm not gonna lie.
That was dumb. She been around that boy. She gave birth to that child for her. If I was Jackie, I would have still pulled up. Girl, you okay? You gonna have to get mad at me when I leave, but I'm pulling up because this my nephew. Damn that Cecil could have called or somebody. She's been there for all the other milestones. Right. Why she couldn't be there for the graduation? You know,
because as Essie will tell you, when a woman's fed up, there ain't nothing you can do about it.
I think it was messed up that she didn't invite her, but at the same time, it's kind of like they just not in a good place right now. So maybe she felt like, I don't even feel like dealing with that right now. And I also feel like Simone is entitled to feel that way, that I don't feel like dealing with this and it should just be about my son, especially if we're not in a good space. So I understand that, but at the same time, I feel like both of them are like being really stubborn. And that's all I see. You know what I'm saying? It's like this real stubborn, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And I feel like that's so tiring and exhausting. And I'm wondering how long they're going to be able to keep it up because I'm tired just watching them be mad at each other.
Mm-hmm.
I've always said Married to Medicine they be having drama, but their drama is very draining. I've always said that because I have a feeling that I'm gonna get annoyed by this whole falling out between Jackie and Simone the same way I was annoyed with Quad and Mariah's falling out because that went on for season after season after season after season after season, and that was just draining. I
have a question because I don't remember last night, but maybe somebody could let me know. Did Simone ever say that she asked her son if he wanted Jackie there?
No.
Then in that instance, now again, I understand, the whole energy thing and maybe not wanting that person there, but because this party was for your son and he is the center of attention, the decision should have been made. He should have made that decision. That's just
you know what? You see, here's the thing. Here's how the son thinks. He didn't get a gift, so she wasn't invited. And that's why he didn't bring it up. Simone taught him well. Because, that's how Simone would be. He didn't get a cash app. He didn't get an email gift card. He didn't get shit from his Aunt Jackie. So that's why she didn't get an invite from him.
Well.
Am I wrong?
That being said, no, you're not. But I do agree with you. I did feel bad though that she wasn't there at the same time, just like y'all said, they are in a bad place. So it probably wasn't the best idea to have her around because of the bad energy. But in the perfect world, it would have been nice to see Jackie there regardless of the issues, because of the history and because. Jackie helped bring him into the world. So I am in agreement with Jamie on that.
If Jackie is a good auntie or whoever, she contacted him on her own. I think people forget that boy is 18, so he know his mom and Jackie ain't getting along. So I feel like if Jackie really wanted to be supportive of him, she would have reached out on her own to him. So her not come to the party, to me, doesn't matter because, again, it wasn't for her. It was for him. And as long as Jackie reached out to him, then nothing else matters. I think Jackie being in her feelings, if she was, I don't know, if she's in her feelings about it, we'll reach out to him. You beefing with his mama right now. I'm not going to invite anybody to my child party who I'm not good with right now because I don't want that energy around my child. I think Simone was an adult to not have someone she's at odds with at her son's party. I mean, that's what I think.
That would have been a great
With that being said, there's nothing else. Yeah, I agree.
Body shimmy.
I agree. I like that. I like that, honey.
Thank you.
Okay.
It just came in the
Well,
mail.
with that being,
My merch. It's me
I
pointing
like
my
it.
middle finger.
That's cute.
That's cute.
Thank you.
But with that being said, I guess we can move on to Bill Collective because that's all we can really talk about on Married to Medicine is Jackie and Simone because there's nothing else really, in my opinion, to talk about. Let's move on to Bill Collective. Now we're gonna start it off from the very beginning when Marie walked in with this man that she walked in with when she already knows that we all don't believe that she really likes that man, and she walks in talking about I'm walking in with my outfit.
She
and
put
I'm
out an ad
looking
on
nice.
Craigslist.
Obviously, because she know that man is not the only man that she wants is Essie. She does not want no motherfucking Darius, so she can stop. Like for real, like no.
My only
But
my only issue with that scene is, well, one, this episode showed me that nobody should really be friends with Letitia because as a friend, if you see your friend walking in with somebody that is not their significant other, you supposed to sit here and just play pretend. Like, granted, we're watching the show, so we know, but why would you even bring it up?
Right.
Like, that messes up all types of code, whether it's girl code or boy code. That just messed it all. I also really like if I'm at a party and I see one of my homeboys walk in with, I'm just like, I'm gonna make a face like, oh, and I might pull him to the side, be like, nigga, what is you doing? But I'm not gonna blast him in front of everybody like that. No. And I know I'm gonna skip ahead, but and also, how you gonna sit here and bring up your shit at somebody else's event? 2 reasons why I can't fuck with Letitia. 2 reasons.
I think Letitia and Marie are fake. I think that whole scene was fake. She ain't Marie not with that man. I mean, I feel like the fact that we know that she not with Cedric. Marie give me a whole circus clown. Ain't nothing real or whatever. I think her whole shtick is made up. I don't like it. I don't care. She want to fuck Essie. She done with Cedric. She got this old tall lanky man. I don't care. The fact that Letitia had a couple's dinner and only one other couple was really there because again, Latrice's assistant or that lady, we don't know her. She brought a date. You then have Marie who brought a date. Anyone who comes to a couple's party with a date and the party's supposed to be to chit chat and mingle and express yourself among other couples, it doesn't make any sense. Why? So I feel like, in my opinion, it was a bullshit dinner party. No one there was a couple. Not there was no one there with a sustaining relationship that Letitia and is it Cliff, Greg, whatever the man's name is. Letitia, her husband, could have got some kind of feedback from. Marie came in with a whole other man, so why she here? And then the other girl, publicist girl, came in and she don't even really talk. Is she deaf mute? I don't know. But I feel like it was a waste of a party.
I wonder about that Melanie girl too, because I be like, are you even on your job? Like, what's going on? Because, like, wasn't she the one that was supposed to be in control of the photo shoot with the Claremont twins?
Yep.
And that shit was kind of low-key a mess. And then at the end of the episode, when they announced Latrice's product that was going to be in different stores, they never announced which stores it was going to be in, which maybe really fell through. So I just be looking at her sometimes like, what is happening here? Because we're not talking about it, but she got her foot in a lot of shit that seemed to be fucked up. You know, just since we're drawing attention to her.
Yeah, I think she's an added accessory because I'm like to have a
Kaylon.
Because to have a photo shoot and a video shoot about hair product, but y'all don't have water. Like, how did you like? If nothing else, you should make sure y'all have water to wash hair.
I mean,
and it should not be brown water.
That was an easy fix. They should have shot the actual washing hair portion at the salon. Your salon is nice looking and modern. Y'all should have just told them to meet y'all at the salon. Y'all could have taped that first part there and then went and shot the remaining part at the photo shoot location. I just kind of felt like it was making a mountain out of a molehill like the rest of the season. It made me feel like, so were we really ever going to accomplish anything this season? Because I feel like they were trying to wrap shit up in a pretty bow, but nothing really happened this season besides y'all getting us upset about the white lady. And then aggravating the shit out of us with Marie.
I think COVID made them have to rush stuff because I feel like the fact that Antoinette had a whole business opening housewarming with an empty ass house, empty ass building confused me. But I feel like, okay, they must have had to rush production and they made these fake ass scenes up. Like the dinner scene with the couples, I think it was made up because we can't shoot nothing else. So what else can we do? The last 2 episodes seem rushed. This one really did seem rough. I'm like, why? I'm like, there ain't no walls.
I think they knew it was COVID from the beginning when they started filming, because even whenever they had that brunch scene, they had the mask on. I kind of think it was a show that they kind of just threw up in the air and was gonna see where it went, which is why I felt rushed, because it was really no full circle to it. So I don't think we can blame this one on COVID because they started filming with COVID.
So
we can blame Carlos King for his half-baked ideas. We can blame Carlos
I like the
King.
show. I think the show was good. I think that should get a season 2. I think even though the characters aggravated us, I think I will be here for season 2. I mean, they got a reunion. Other shows did not. So I think they did what they were supposed to do. But the season still, I'm like, damn, 9 episodes. This is a finale. And then even each scene seemed rushed. Each scene seemed like, okay, let's get through this. And then what's next? Get through this, and then what's next? Because I was like, nothing. Like even Latrice's launch party seemed weirdly rushed, as if is there people there? Is there not people there? Like where are the people walking around with their hair washed with your product? Like where is your product being shown to where it does something good? I'm having the pictures up of them girl blonde hair hoes. To me, it didn't matter. I'm like, everything felt just rushed in general for this show. But I still liked it. I was still, I enjoyed it, and I'm anticipating the damn reunion. That looks really, really good.
Well, Jay Lee, with that, and even with the reunion, I think like with this show, they really didn't know what they want. I guess they picked and chose like, I want to show this and not show that. And it seemed like with the reunion, they've been let all the skeletons out the closet. And I think based off of that, we're going to get a very entertaining season 2, because at this point, y'all tried to hide a whole lot. It's all about to be exposed at the reunion. So season 2 is going to be us dealing with the aftermath. And I'm all the way here for it. I didn't even lie to you.
I think that out the closet is the most appropriate term.
Well, I would say this. Patrice and Antoinette will be coming back to me and Jamar's show, I think, after part 2 of the reunion, because they're going to be talking about the reunion on me and Jamar's show. So Patrice will be coming back alongside Antoinette.
How are there 2 parts to a 9-episode series? How you got 2 parts to a reunion? They didn't have enough. What the fuck? You got 9 episodes, but a 2-part reunion.
I think they need 2 parts. I think they need 2 parts because if you think about it, Marie and her beef with Latrice, even Tamara, her fucking voice, I think there was enough to split it up within 2, because one half of it gonna be their outfits and them talking about what they're doing now. So 2 to me is fine. 3, hell no. Hell, not 3. But I can do 2. I can do 2 because that's 2 checks. I don't mind 2.
Oh, yeah. You can do 2 checks, but I'm like, these TV shows, nobody ever does a singular reunion anymore. And it's like, for what? I feel like if you are a first-time season show, go ahead, get your 1-part reunion, because how do you know that viewers are dedicated to 2? Of course, we're going to be dedicated to 2 because we talk about it on YouTube, but how you know everybody want to watch 2 parts?
I think when they try to rush a reunion, they used to rush reunions. They used to have one reunion to cover all this stuff with the full season. I think now they know you need to at least have, if you was trending on Twitter and if you was beefing online, that's the whole reason for a 2-part. Because again, even the men issue, like with Marie and her fake ass husband discussing Ezzy and her love affair, like I think it's enough to where it has to be 2. People like this show for some reason, even though it didn't give much, it gave enough to give a fuck. Yeah, it's like I'm watching. I want to see it all.
Okay, so my question, I got a question. Are y'all gonna review Ready to Love?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I can't wait.
What's the angle this
I
season?
know
Because I
now.
feel like
I
there's a
never
different
seen
angle
it.
this season.
Aren't they in Houston again?
I think they're in
Yeah.
Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I like last season. Had they gotten other people, I think to have them quarantined or sequestered
Why
somewhere off, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, me too.
What's wrong, Jamie?
Why?
I want them to go to. I don't want them to go to Houston. I hated this past season. I want them to go somewhere else.
I think they're trying to make up for. They had so many. They had this. Well, last season was a bunch of bullshit. I think they want to redo that, and I don't like that with the twitch up. I'm like this last season. It was messy. It was real messy. Like no couples really came from us. I think they kind of learned from that, and hopefully they are vetting people better this time. I think before, because of COVID, they may have picked people real quick who could make it, who clean, who free, come here and be here, not knowing you picked some assholes. So I can't wait for the new season.
Oh, Soulful Dog said not enough LGBT people on Ready for Love for me. That would be interesting. They never have us. I think they just started to have us on 90 Day Fiance.
I think if they
are you the
why hold up. It's somebody that is bisexual and understands representation. Why would we have a show like that when it's supposed to be like all these people coming together to date one another? Like, do we really need that extra aspect of men and women fucking each other on top of who gonna end up with each other amongst the couples? Like, that just seemed like, why we gotta add that? Why we can't just have a gay one?
I was gonna say, no, we could have a gay one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why we can't just have a gay one? I don't think we need to mix the two, is what I'm saying.
Okay, no, I don't think that we need to mix the two, but it could be like we've got the gay one on Mondays, we've got the straight one on Fridays, and then like it could be like, okay, let's see which couples know each other best, and it could be interesting.
I think so. It would have to be like would it be like guys for guys and girls for girls? Would there be middle ground? See, like there's so much to cover there. So we need to think about that. But this is too Black people churchy for that. Like, they okay with being freaks and hoes, but they don't want to be gay.
With the church.
Okay, listen. I had to change my glasses for this shirt change.
Well,
but I don't know. But I would like to see like a gay a gay dating show in this kind of way. Just not this show with these people. Not Uncle Tommy.
With this coming to the screen, this was in regards to the reunion for the Bill Collective. They said, well, we have to thank y'all for the reunion questions because they got from y'all reviews, which I believe that they probably did because Carlos King does watch reviews. He does, and he shares them all the time. So that's one thing I can't.
Y'all know our reunions usually ask the people who watch the shows to submit questions. So Carlos King may have went to reviews, but usually they ask people to submit them. The reunions are never from producers; it's from the people. Like sometimes the bullshit people are like, man, it always comes from us. It always comes from us on all the shows.
Yeah, but like I said, they'll be coming on me and Jamar's show to talk about the reunion because there's a lot of stuff that they wanted to talk about that I think that they didn't like on the reunion, I believe. But yeah, they'll be coming back on 26th. The flyer will be out for that. One thing that I did know is in regards to the Bill Collective. The reason I know a lot of people were asking why are we seeing Caitlyn so much, and I think the problem is that she was actually supposed to be on the show herself as a cast member, but that didn't work out. And I think it was somebody else that was supposed to be. She was. That's what I read somewhere.
All right.
That's what I read somewhere now.
That makes sense. Because I was wondering why Caitlyn got more. Like, there's an explanation as to why Caitlyn was there, but for Melody, I think is her friend, is Latrice's PR's name.
Yeah.
We didn't really get any type of reasoning or exactly what she did. We was just like, okay, she's PR. But she was like always there.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like we do not need any more shows with this type of racial tension. Like this shit, I get it to talk, but we can talk about something else. We come here to escape this shit, not to like delve into the deep deep-seated microaggressions of, passive-aggressive racist white women that befriend black women and act like they not racist when truly they kind of put you in a subordinate role in their lives. But whatever.
I mean, one thing I do want to say though is, because I forget who said it, but someone had mentioned how the show was trending. I mean, I at least got to give a couple hand claps to Carlos King, because at least he went and took a show concept and went to a city that nobody probably would feel from. I think, and that is a great thing. And even though some of those, a lot of those things are very contrived, it was a bit of a fresh air rather than going to a heavily populated city from like New York or Los Angeles or whatever and giving us that crap. So I mean, I appreciate that, and it was great to see. And not just that, I actually do have family from Starkville, Mississippi, so I'm just gonna throw that out there. It was nice to see. They probably should have did it in Starksville, but that's neither here nor there.
And here I was thinking he went someplace like Huntsville and Jackson, because no one would work with him in New York or Atlanta or Los Angeles because of his lying and poorly insured ways. I thought it was more of a last gasp of a career, but that's such a positive way to look at it. Even though he was able to find people like Wanda and her ilk who are truly uneducated, uninformed, and unprepared to deal with his basic snake oil salesman ways.
So I just set up the shot, and Alice just goes for the slam dunk. But all right, it wasn't intentional, but here we go.
I just want to tell Carlos that I appreciate you, Carlos.
Me too.
Bonding.
I love you, Carlos.
I second that.
Because what I will say about Carlos is, we have to admit, Carlos did the best seasons of Housewives of Atlanta. He did R&B Divas, which was really good, and he's doing Love and Marriage, Huntsville, and also Bell Collective. Carlos King fucked up a lot of stuff. At the same time, he's talented, and I think people don't give him his just due, because he fucked up, had to go regroup and some stuff and whatnot. But I like his shows. Give me a little check. I want to check.
I appreciate you, Carlos, because Love and Marriage Huntsville is a bop, bitch, and I mean that in every sense of the word. So I'm forever grateful, not just for the good messy seasons of Love and Hip Hop. Real Housewives. Shout, it's all the same. But for real though, he does show love to us as YouTubers, and I appreciate that, because Mona ain't never shared none of my videos. So shout out to her.
Ooh, Mona.
And I met her.
Forest Rocks be saying? Mona, bitch.
Okay.
What?
I met her too.
And right quick, hey Scotty, since you got a line to Forest Rocks, talk to her and have her just do a Mona bitch compilation video. I'll watch.
That would be hilarious.
Mona bitch. I love
Mona bitch.
Mona bitch.
Looking forward to Love and Hip Hop tonight because of the Mona bitch.
I know.
Mona bitch. That is hilarious. You do not know that shit is hilarious. You know what, y'all read? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna screen record this particular part and tag her in it, and I want her to see what we're saying in regards to that, because that is funny as fuck. Mona bitch, that's funny. I love Hip Hop reviews just to hear her say that. But what I want to say is, in regards to Carlos King, I do believe that what he wanted to do with the Bell Collective, I feel like he was creating his own version of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think this is his own Housewives type of show. That's what I'm thinking this is. Because the only reason why I'm saying that is because even when the show first aired, like he was comparing the whole Marie and Latrice thing to Kenya and Portia's beef and all this other stuff. I think he wanted this to be his own Real Housewives type show. I see Alex.
So Crenelon was Kim. I mean, he could believe that this is his Housewives show, but I don't believe that the children are the future.
Thank you. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Alex,
give them a sense of pride. Alex,
leave the neck alone.
Let the children's lay. Remind us how we used to be. I'd have shot it long ago.
Okay, as far as Tambra and Damon, do y'all think that they're really trying to have a baby, or do y'all think that was just for the show?
For the show.
For the show.
IDK.
Playing at pregnancy for a plot line in my mind. I mean, I'm sorry, but I would like, she spends so much time putting on makeup. I don't know if she'd have time for motherhood. Every day she's got to get a canister and just put that on with, what is it, a spackle, a butter knife, a paintbrush. I mean, she just, that thick peanut butter, cake frosting makeup, all that, like the makeup's in her edges. I would be confused as to how she would have time to parent a child when she's got to get up and do that every day. Then the poor kid's going to be covered in Mary Kay.
If she was for real, she would have been knocked up. If she really wanted kids, she would be at the reunion pregnant. Period. Because she's older.
Mary KT though. I just want to say that it's definitely a Mary KT. You ain't a Avon Mary KT for sure.
Not Avon. That's what my great grandma used to sell. Avon, not Avon.
I mean, the only thing I'll say about Tambra though is like, if she really wanted me to believe this plot line, she would have at least went ahead and had the fibroid removal surgery. At least that would have made me think like, okay, at least she's somewhat, really trying to do this. And for B, really, on behalf of Scotty, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you. What the super? Yeah, thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry, my mind was somewhere else just then. Another thing is, because have you seen Damon? Okay, this is where y'all ready to cover his ears at. Have you seen Damon? Because if I was Tamara, I would have been pregnant. I'm just saying, that's another story.
It's a fake storyline. If she wanted kids, she would have had kids. She don't want them. She has kids in the freezer sitting, and for her to keep bringing up how she, isn't getting any younger, and if she really wanted them, and he has agreed to, give his sperm, I feel like she would have went through with it. I don't see the reason for her to keep waiting. So she, at the reunion, she ain't pregnant, and then it was a fake for the show. Now maybe he don't really want to give her sperm. I get that, but fuck Tambra. I'm done. Fuck Tambra. We got time for that.
I feel like it's to be determined. I feel like it's to be because we could get to the reunion and she could have had the fibroid surgery, gearing up to get pregnant. But I just think it's to be determined. Like, I don't really know what Tambra trying to do.
Yeah, I'm with Jamie. I don't know either.
As far as Letitia and this Fair Street stuff, are y'all surprised, honestly, that she couldn't get it together and get it done? Because I think that she was in love with the idea of opening Fair Street back up. I don't think she really knew what to do.
This is Carlos King's lies. This is nothing but Carlos King's lies. This is the same thing with the comeback route. It's something that sounds good. The words sound good in the mouth. They sound great to the people, but there's no action. There was no plan. There was nothing. It was a plot line. That it was a bold-faced, through and through, Carlos King patented lie that Todd set up to bring us the bullshit.
Todd didn't have shit to do with this one. Okay, maybe our maybe, but this one, we're not gonna put this one on Todd.
Okay. Well, whoever, to me, this is a lie from the pit of plot line.
I mean,
I put it on Tisha.
Oh my God!
Even though it was a lie, whatever. The one thing that got me upset with Letitia is when she was talking to Marie, and Marie was asking her, "Was there another building?" And she never answered the question of if there was another building on Fair Street that she could, potentially go for.
Because because Letitia can't afford the shit. Letitia wanted them to help her pay for a building. That was the whole point from me. Her whole thing was, I need to find women like myself to help me invest in this historical ass building. And I'm like, miss me with the bull of the shit. Letitia knew from day one, I don't have the financial backing to get Nyan building on Nyan block. Because if she did, she would have done it already, and she did not. So I feel like it's bullshit. Carlos found her and found a fool in her, and she told him, I want to do this. You know, you want to do what? Oh, that is great. He knew she was full of shit. She knew she was full of shit because again, if you didn't have the backing, something you can just. She couldn't have, when they told her how much it cost. How much? She can't afford it, and that's not even a knock to her because I can't either. I don't have $500,000, but I also would not want to go buy the biggest building in downtown Detroit because there are many other buildings in Detroit that are vacant that I can afford to purchase if I wanted to help the community. You can't want to help one street. That's stupid. But I mean, Letitia is kind of stupid.
But that goes back to what I said initially. That with this particular project, I knew she didn't have a plan, and it wasn't thought out. And again, one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to sit here and put that stuff out in the atmosphere, or in this instance, on national television. Because as an African American person, you put it out there. If somebody that's European American want to sit here and block that from happening by having you tied up in all the different.
I don't think they blocked her.
No, I'm not saying they didn't block her. That can happen. And now that she's acting a complete plum fool on this show, I don't see it happening. I don't see none of this coming to fruition, and I wouldn't be surprised if we don't hear about this come season 2.
They knew she didn't have the money to do it. They're like, we can't help you what you can't afford to do. Ain't no point. So we don't need to meet with you. We don't need to return your phone calls. You can afford it. You don't have the capital to even rent or lease this building. So while she crying, my whole thing is on hold. I can't do nothing. You couldn't do shit before. That's the issue. And I feel like, I get what she wanted to was a great idea, but if your real plight was to help your city, you would have went and got a building somewhere that you could afford and start little and build up because y'all can afford that. If you want to make it seem as if the city is against you and they gonna help you because your reputation is out trying because of your brunches, girl, if you bought a small building, you can then rent out your space for other hoes brunches. She don't think. And I was like, I don't care. It was cool, but I mean, it didn't make sense at the end of the day. You didn't do what you wanted to do because you couldn't afford it, basically.
Yeah, and I don't think race played a factor at all. I think it probably was a few people that came to them with the same idea as her. We ain't got the money, but we want this building. And I think what they also showed us was you had the big building on this side, and then you had other small buildings on the right side. And I think one of them could have had a pie spot or something like that. And I'm like, why not secure one of those locations, build it out, do whatever you're going to do there. And then while you're there, find out about the building across the street. Since you're already occupying the space, you can learn more by networking with that landlord and all these other people so that you can bridge over to get in that. Or how about this? Go and get in real estate and go find you a developer. That's what you do. Probably go find you a developer and somebody that's going to be able to pitch to the city like, hey, we're trying to come here. This is what we want to do. Like, take the idea that you have and make it bigger than what it is. Pitch it to a development company and allow them to do the lead work for you and pitch it over to these other folks. Like, you just got to set them on an idea of what could be. That's what I think, those are her options. But I ain't got time for Tisha because them brunches went in on there. We know she ain't had the money because them brunches was all these brunch events. Everybody has been saying have been scams anyway. So she was out here trying to, girl, I ain't gonna call her no scammer, but I'm look, Tisha.
Jamie, Yarel, Jay Lee, all of y'all made some good ass points when it comes to this. It comes with a mixture of, number one, her not really having the money and the assets to go ahead and buy Fair Street. Number two, not working smart. You can't work hard. You got to work smart and doing what you got to do. So she did not take the precautions that she needed to do to really successfully get this complete. And number three, those brunches. Now, number one, you on reality TV. Okay, we don't want. People were looking at that and like, oh, who is this? Is she letting your friend cut up at these brunches? Blame Marie for part of that too. because they halfway didn't want to work with your ass after that whole crazy foolishness at the
now, Jamie. So, Jamie, when I mentioned the whole race thing, let me ask you this before I make my point. Have you watched P-Valley?
Yes.
Okay, so what I was trying to say is like with Mercedes, how she wanted to buy that place, do the dance school and whatnot, and how she kept telling everybody until it was ready for her to tell. So by the time she got ready to do it, her mother swooped in and sold the idea. So what I was saying is, in an instance like this, especially in a place like the SIP, you don't want to sit here and put all that out there and you don't have a concrete plan, because what could happen is by the time they start shooting for season 2, people who have pool in the SIP or in Jacksonville, Mississippi, they could come in and make it more difficult. So I'm not saying that race is a play, but you never sit here and tell what you're working on until literally you're ready to pop off with it. That's what I was trying to say.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Did you just say the SIP?
I sure the fuck did.
I caught that.
Yeah. Okay. I thought I didn't know that was a thing.
Did you say that?
I have never heard that before. The SIP.
My peoples say it. My peoples.
Is that a Chicago thing?
You too, Scotty?
Yeah, we call it the SIP.
Okay.
Oh, I never heard of that.
We call it the SIP.
Woo,
child. Let's see. So one thing about it, I'm glad that David came and SIP NC construction site. I'm glad that he came. She had a little band playing, that was nice. But how do y'all feel? I know that y'all already mentioned it, but we could talk about it now. About this whole thing being about Antoinette and her business. But then you see Letitia come in and make it about Ferris Street. That was so fucking tacky to me. Like, this is about her, but you making this about you.
Well, you see, I feel like when she did that, she illustrated why Ferris Street wasn't going to happen, because you were unprepared and unprofessional. You decided to take a celebratory moment and make it a moment for you to whine. It was the epitome of unprofessional. I mean, it was just like, you've proven your own point.
So wait, hold up. That happened during Antoinette's opening with no scene?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was the last episode. Like, everybody knew that was the last episode. That's why everybody was there, and that's why she told them what was going on with Ferris Street and cried about it, because they knew that was the last day of taping. Child, don't even take it personal. That bitch ain't have no walls up. We're gonna be back here when it's completed anyway.
Yeah, I felt like that was the season. In their events, they felt like everyone had to clear up all the stuff at that event. So to me, it made sense. And if you notice, she waited to the end of the event, which was fine with me. But I feel like you can't invite people to an empty ass space and then think ain't nothing to see. Like, if she had said that, what would go on? Like, they couldn't talk about nothing. It was no bathrooms. It was just a lobby, and that was it. They were outside. So I didn't feel like Letitia saying that was rude. I felt like the point of the beginning of the show was about this brunch. And so this is season ending event. Let me say that I think everything that happened at that event was like to compensate for the no walls.
I feel like that's a Carlos King signature. No air conditioning and no twisters. I'm sorry, we could go back to Real Housewives of Atlanta, seasons 1 through 5. Every event they are sweating, the hair is matted. Chateau Charade, Kenya's house. Every time you go to the first, they like, look, we've got to get in here when it's uncomfortable because we ain't paying your power bill.
Ooh, child,
and honestly, loving hip hop too. I don't know what it is. That's why I haven't been to the South in a minute, because it seems like y'all's air conditioning always be on the fritz.
No, sir. Don't.
Don't do that.
No, shade the South now. Don't shade the South.
Leave Texas out
Don't
of
you
it,
do
not the
that.
entire South.
Don't you do that.
I'm just
Don't come for the
saying, I
South
want to
now.
know,
Don't you do that.
okay, here's the thing. Y'all need to get better representation and get some filming going on when the air conditioning is running, because every time it's one of these reality shows, that air conditioning is off.
Niecy. Wait, hold on, Niecy. All I want to say to you, Niecy, is with everything that happened with Texas over the last month, I would just need for Texas to just be.
Hey,
just be a hush.
Texas is known for the hot weather. We have AC though. We have AC though.
Right, we have AC.
We going through in Chicago. But
okay, well, you know what? Y'all had AC. Y'all also had busted pipes and everything else. I'm just saying.
Busted pipes.
Oh, wait a minute, because we have busted pipes too. Now, don't you do that now.
I don't need to see
don't
snow.
You do that.
Okay,
wait a minute. What are we talking about?
We're gonna move on now.
Nobody's supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
Now you bust the pipe.
Talking about one of the topics on the damn list.
That's how you grab me and be like, "Oh, Texas."
Well, I think the last thing that we can talk about on this show is where Latrice decided to extend the olive branch to Marie, and Marie didn't take any ownership for her part in this entire.
And then she tried to sun her. She tried to sun her. That was so upsetting to me. Like, you know what? I see myself in you when I was a young girl. I was just like you. Bitch, you're the problem.
Still is.
Listen, girl, that pissed me off with them honey dip finger waves.
And I told y'all she responded to my tweet when I was like, I'm confused. Honey. I said I was confused about how Marie thinks that Latrice holds any blame. Like, I thought it was big of Latrice to even come to her and apologize for anything. I was like, but why? And then Marie took the situation and flipped it. I'm like, you really are crazy. But Marie responded not in one tweet. Marie responded with 3 tweets. Basically saying that one, it was editing, and for 2, that Latrice and Antoinette was talking shit about her and nobody saw it. They're probably talking about you and that fake boyfriend.
It don't even matter, because at the end of the day, bitch, you went to the brunch with every expectation of putting that lady on blast and making her hair company look like shit. That's what you was gonna do. That's what you was preparing to do before you even got there. So whatever they said about you is of no consequence, because you was already gonna go at her neck whether she said something about you or not. So that's bullshit right there. Save the tweets for your old lady, bitch. Okay. Tell Latrice that she could pat herself on the back for being grown about that shit. Because if it was me, I'd have probably cursed the bitch out.
Okay, seriously. Period.
Marie full of shit. I think Marie sat there and knew that Latrice was trying to be the bigger person, and she allowed her to do that by making it sound as if it was Latrice's fault. I think anyone who watched the show knew Marie came, like Bonnie said, with the intent to fuck with Latrice. So even if Latrice said some shit at the thing, it don't matter, because you came to fuck with her. So I feel like Marie keeps doing this throw rock out my hand shit, and I'm like, you look dumb. Like, even if she said shit on social media at the brunch or whatever, you came to fuck with her, and you walked in dressed like Lil Bo Peep. Bitch, I'ma talk shit too. You was where your sheep at? Marie just gets on my fucking nerves. She just has no couth, and I just go away. Go fuck SC. Leave us alone.
And my thing is this: how are you opening and you are trying to encourage, young women with a mental health facility when you need to be the first patient admitted up in that bed? Make it make sense. Make it make sense at this point, please, somebody.
And your son needs to be checking in right behind you.
Yeah, because she was in everybody's mentions of the other night, including our very own Niecy Dixon. She was in her mentions as well, trying to defend herself, and she was going in everyone's mentions saying the same damn thing oh, they was throwing shade when I first walked in the building. They was doing this and y'all didn't see this and they get away with every damn thing. And I'm just like, but girl, you was sitting up there in your bedroom talking about how you was gonna come from her at the brunch about this hair that you had. And then you want to say that you wasn't trying to tarnish her business or whatever, but look at you now, you trying to sell hair now. So girl,
not selling hair. Wait, is she for real? She trying to sell hair?
That's the word on the curb is that she out here trying to sell her and Effie trying to sell hair now. That's
Jesus.
They bald asses. Oh my God, that's like me trying to sell pussy. Oh my God.
Oh my God, I cannot. I cannot.
I mean,
what the hell? Their hair ain't no longer than that, and they trying to sell hair. Maybe hair clippers. Oh my God.
No, what they need to do is sell ProMade, that little gel for their hair, because that's what they market off. That hair be gelled down.
They most definitely could. Man. They most definitely could. That's
selling hair. Girl.
I don't know if they were joking when they said that, but someone did say, did y'all know that Marie was selling hair? Now that's what I saw. Now let me just make sure I say allegedly, but that's
I'm just gonna assume that it's not real.
I hope it's not, because what the fuck would they be selling hair for? They can sell waves.
I mean, like oh my gosh, she needs to sell wave cap. That's the tea.
Ooh, she can. But, girl, get your own little wave cap, friend.
Yeah, get a do-rag. Sell a do-rag. I'll buy it. Go ahead, sell a do-rag. But I guess that's it for the Bill Collective, y'all. We're gonna go ahead into Love and Marriage Huntsville. The Martell and Melody show. That's pretty much what that is.
Now I want to know what. Oh, I just wanted to ask first, what role was Melody rehearsing for when she had on that dry, braided, acrylic, flammable Daenerys Targaryen mess on her head? I want to know, because I know that she's trying to get into acting. So I want to know, what role was she going for in that wig? I want to know where her broom was, because she was trying to fly off somewhere.
I'm telling you what it is. It was Daenerys.
She was pissed off wife.
Game of Thrones.
Pissed off over wife.
Lord. She said Daenerys. Is that how you pronounce it, Jamie?
I believe that's how. I think that's it. The mother of
dragons. It reminds me of Riley off the Boondocks with the braids back, just the blonde version of it.
And that's dangerous to wear around the children because it's flammable.
It is. Really? It can light on fire. It could cause a house fire.
I mean,
or storm, ghetto storm.
I just don't know why she had to slap that upon her head and call it macaroni. I mean, you're confronting your soon-to-be ex-husband about the fact that he's having a child on you. And the thing is, like, instead of you having the upper hand, you look like the punchline. You look like a literal clown. I mean, all that was missing was a big red nose, because, baby, the joke was on you. I looked at that wig and I said, homie, don't play that. Homie, don't play that. That's all I got. Ain't got no more.
I cannot, honey. I cannot. However, what is y'all thoughts on Marceau telling what was it, telling Martell that he hopes that they fall rock bottom?
He just like his damn wife. He just like his damn wife, saying inflammatory shit, thinking that he, people ain't gonna come in his neck. He's just lucky that Martell is thirsty for friends, because if he'd have said that at any other time, Martell probably would have been like, what the fuck you mean? You can't wait for us to hit rock bottom. I low-key feel like y'all really do want them people downfall, whether y'all want to admit it or not. I for sure think that Tisha wants Mel's downfall, because she thinks that means that if Mel is not in that spot, then she gonna be able to get in that spot. And the truth of the matter is, you don't have the personality for it. But I'm gonna let you live.
I'm not going to let her live. I will tell you, Tisha is the definition of an ain't. That heifer's gone from being bossed around by her mama to being bossed around by her husband, her big, ugly husband. And the fact that she is really insisting on living in this Trumpian world of where your husband doesn't cheat on you, it's why can't you accept that? Your mama accepted it. I don't know why you can't. It's a fact and a reality, but that's why she'd throw a rock, hide her hand, heifer, but is afraid that people are going to know you're a whole fool, because not only is your man cheating on you, but he's ugly and cheap too. At least Melody and Martell have nice rental homes and decent leased cars, while you're sitting here in a 98 Camry in a tiny home that is too small for your children, and your husband's ugly. I mean, Martell may be ain't shit, but at least we could all say we fuck it. Marceau, I don't think so. So no, I will not let Tisha live now or ever. Not to throw a rock, hide your hand, heifer. Not on my watch.
Ooh, Jesus. Ooh, Jesus.
My husband wants to know if they really riding around in a Camry.
That's what I want
to know. No shade to the Camrys. That was my first car. But Martell and Melody got matching Range Rovers and shit.
It was the 98 Camry for me.
That was it for me. I said
that was it for me.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna just say this though. The thing that killed me about Tisha is that I feel, or Tisha, or whatever the fuck you want to say, I honestly understand where she's coming from. Like, don't tell me about my husband. I don't want nobody coming to me telling me shit about my husband. I don't need that. Okay? If anything is going on, I'll find out myself. I don't need it coming from nobody. So a part of me understands, don't try to put me in your situation. But when I remember the season from the beginning, Tisha was constantly bringing that shit up. Tisha was constantly kind of rubbing it in Mel's face that this was happening to her for no reason at all. Like, she hadn't even done anything to Tisha. And Tisha was like, oh yeah, remember when they had that limo ride for the anniversary? And she brought it up. It's like, it's their anniversary, bitch. Why are you bringing up the other woman in the rumors on the anniversary when y'all do this for them? Like, what the fuck was that? So to me, I feel like from the beginning, Tisha kind of was like reveling in their pain, in their situation. And now Mel is just like, well, fuck you then, bitch. I'm gonna put you on blast because we all know what your husband doing. You may not know, but bitch, I know. Because I don't like that Mel does that, because I feel like as a wife, I don't like that shit. But ultimately, don't sit in front of me and act like your life is that much better and different when I know for a fact, bitch, it's not.
But I feel like Melanie was trying to extend the olive branch. And it's like, and like you said, she does revel in everything. She's the definition of misery loves company. She likes to act like, I guess she wants confirmation that somebody's shit is worse than hers. And she even tried to do that whenever it came down to Kimmy a couple episodes back, trying to say that her life was worse than Kimmy, or her job as a stay-at-home mom was worse than Kimmy. And Kimmy's on the fucking front lines fighting the pandemic. So it's like, I can't get with her logic. Her insecurity is, it just takes over her entire personality, and that's what makes her not likable. On top of her saying even every other episode. So
ooh, that irks my nerve.
Every episode is a fucking event.
She sure did.
Event coming up. Y'all coming to the event? I mean, when you at my event, event, bitch. I'm so done. I was like, is it online? Why is it an event? Like,
she did say that. I was like, girl.
And then whenever they were sitting down with the therapist, whenever Melanie tried to come, whenever she tried to come for her, and not for her in that way, but whenever she tried to extend the branch, I felt like Tisha took that moment to try to feel like she had power in the relationship by saying, I think that's bullshit. You should have just got on with the get along and got along with her for that moment, because that just wasn't the time or place. And that's where I looked at her and was like, damn, you really are insecure because you're taking this moment that was 110% genuine and trying to feel like you have power. So what is missing?
I think Tisha wants to get people on her side. So I think Tisha likes to bring up stuff that she thinks was wrong on her. When she thinks someone wronged her, let me bring it up and see who defends me. I think in that moment, she hoped that either Ima, Kimmy, or even Destiny was like, yeah, you know, Mel, you did do it. And they like, bitch, what are you doing? Like, Mel was honestly being nice. She was trying to move past the bullshit. And after y'all chat at yo event, where she told you, I don't want any more negativity. For you to be, for your response to her to be, that's bullshit. Even if you felt it was bullshit, you could have said it differently to not make it be an issue. You telling me it's bullshit, okay, bitch, now my niceness has been depleted and I can't fuck with you. And to make it seem as if Mel wants to make your marriage as her marriage. If your husband cheating, your marriage is her. It's the same shit. Even if you don't know and it has not been outed, I think everyone knows at one point or the other, Marsau had cheated on Tisha. I think her point is, we don't have anyone who said it out loud with proof. So stop making it seem as if that's what the issue is. But I'm like, Tisha just wants people to defend her. She's a pick me. I think she came late too because she felt like if I'm late, they can't do shit. So let me be late and then I can be, be the one getting here late or whatever. But when she got there, they was having fun. I felt some kind of way because they had fun. Bitch, you don't make the show. You not coming means nothing. Tisha is really on the outside of the group. I don't think she know that. She should know that now. But no one is waiting for you to do anything. Like you know goddamn where. And the more that she acts as if she's a victim, she just aggravates my spirit. Her and I don't mind. I didn't mind Marsau telling Martell, I hope you hit rock bottom, because I got his point in what he meant, even though he was the wrong one to say it. I think sometime in life you do have to hit rock bottom to stop trying to catch yourself from fucking up more. I think Martell has fucked up royally, and the way he's going about. But the way he's going about trying to make it seem as if I'm not that bad, let me try to fix what y'all think about me. He's not letting the rock bottom hit. He wants to keep bringing up male shit and Marsau shit and everybody else shit. In my opinion, Marsau's point was, let the shit hit the bottom. Let it go. And then once it all has come out and you have been exposed for whatever, then go back and start over. Because again, you can't do that if you keep trying to fix shit in the middle of it falling apart. You're trying to rebuild a boat that has a hole in it, but you're not fixing the hole. The boat gonna still sink because you haven't fixed the issue. Stop trying to fix little bullshit to protect your image, because we know that you're foul. And that's what I think he meant by that. I don't think he meant like, I want y'all to not be shit forever. I think he meant, I see you trying to dog Mel, trying to backpedal on me and be my friend, whatever. You trying to fix what you broken, but you not letting it all just happen. You catch it in the middle. And that's what I think he meant by that. I think he wants Martell to be better because he's still like, I see the old Marty coming back a little bit. But again, he's still on some bullshit. I think Marsau knows Martell is on a rampage to fix his life as fast as he can, but he shouldn't right now. You need to let what you did fester and get out and let it be real messy, let it all come out, and then come back and rebuild without trying to tear other people down. That's what I think he meant by that.
Right quick, I have a question for the ladies on the panel, and this is off topic, but do you all review Love/Life After Lockup on y'all Ooh Ladies First panel?
No.
Never mind. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I
thought y'all did.
We watch it, right? Like most of y'all watch it, right?
Yeah, I love that show, and I love watching
it. Niecy, Jamie, y'all don't watch this?
I watch it. I don't review it.
But look, Alex, I had to beg Alex for a long. I'm like, Alex, please review Love After Lockup. He would not do it.
Good, y'all.
You need to at least watch it, Niecy. If you don't review it, you are definitely missing out. Like, girl, just go look at my thumbnail for Love After Lockup from this last episode. Like, just, I mean, it's gold. It's TV gold.
Well, let me ask y'all this since we're up here talking about it.
Oh, I was just gonna say when it came to Marceau, talking to Martell about hitting rock bottom, I didn't feel a way about it because Martell had already said that he was ready to hit rock bottom previously when he was talking to Chris, I believe. So that's what he wanted, so that he can go ahead and build up and do the same thing that, you know, Marceau mentioned. So I didn't really see much of an issue with that. When Bondi mentioned that Tisha just wants somebody else's marriage to seem like it's as bad as hers, I definitely agree with that, because at one point she really was looking up to Mel. She would even reference Mel and Martell's relationship to Marceau about like, oh, you know, Martell lets Melody do this and do that, you know, trying to bargain with her husband to let her out the house and stuff. So now that she sees their relationship is crumbling, or at the time it was going under, I think that Tisha definitely enjoyed that, in my opinion. Also, for me, I just feel like I don't want to hear Tisha talk about what Mel said on social media when Martell was the one that brought up them 20 men's and women's or whatever. When Martell brought that up. So you need to check Martell first. And actually, she came to Mel about Martell because she wanted him to apologize for that. And Mel told her, you need to check with Martell. I don't think Martell is going to apologize for that. I think Mel continued to drag it out, considering the fact that she got the information from her husband. But here's the thing. Let me wrap this up. Tisha, I don't want to hear shit about what Mel or Martell said for two things. One, your mama has been insinuating your man been cheating since we've known this lady. That's number one. Number two, when Martell brought up that information about your man cheating, this is what your man did. He ain't say shit and advised you at the reunion to shut the hell up too. Yet you're the only person still out here dragging this out, trying to get an apology because you feel as though somebody lied and you want them to admit about the lie, and it's just not gonna happen. Your husband has moved on. Mel has come to you. She's ready to move on, but you're not ready to move on. And the reason why America be getting in your ass is, like I said on my live, you're not about that shit that you be talking about and that you be putting out. That's not who you are. And that's why America be getting in your ass.
And hold up, can I expound upon that? Okay, so this weekend, I was actually listening to the phone conversation that Ariane, Martell's side chick, brought. And you know, they get mad when you call her that, but bitch, how do we know you?
Right.
Okay, the side chick. Okay, so she was going off, y'all, the entitlement of this young woman, the way she feels about Mel, like, you know, now I got a baby for him too, bitch. Now, yeah, you know, and it's just kind of like, wow, bitch, you upset at Mel in a way that I don't understand. Like, you fucking her husband, but you mad at her? Like, it's very confusing. But either way, she was having a conversation with this lady named Dana, who she thought was her friend. And Dana is going off about how, bitch, I had Joe back and you listening to Martell. And this is also when they put it out there about Marceau and the hairdresser. They said that Marceau is definitely fucking the hairdresser, and that the hairdresser got online with him and Tisha and said that they weren't sleeping together for him. And then they stopped talking for a little while. And now that everything has died down, they're back to talking again. There are a lot of side chicks out there that play their position. Like, don't get it twisted. So I do feel like it's a possibility that Mel was not lying about that shit. And that, you know, like that's what's going on. And, you know, go ahead.
And I agree with that. I believe that. I had a situation myself when I was younger and called the girl and she's like, oh, that's my brother. Next thing you know, I see this lady driving the motherfucking car. So I know women will sit up there and lie to you in your face. They'll hop in your DMs and act like they're your friend. More than anything, they will befriend you and make you think that they are your friends so that you can have a completely separate image of them when the whole time they your man. So Tisha talking about some, oh, well, she got on live and she denounced it. She said that's not what she's doing and all. Okay, well, you sit up there and continue to believe her. Good luck. And now, we're not telling you to walk around and just always be like, oh my God, is he cheating? Is he cheating? No, we're telling you not to put nothing past nobody. And don't try and sit up here and laugh or feel a way about somebody else's situation as though it can never happen to you.
And don't act like it's not you when everybody around you seems to have a different understanding. Even Kimmy has refused to like exactly speak on this situation, which makes me feel like she knows some shit too, but she's just not about to say it. And yes, the hairdresser is Martell's cousin. Which to me makes it make even more sense about, you know, the connections and why Martell would specifically know this information, you know, and everything. Because yes, I was there. Yes, remember, because Tisha was like, "Were you there?" And yes, I was there. Yes. So that makes me. And another thing is when Mel said that the reason why she was upset was because she felt like the cheating wasn't happening until they started hanging out with them. I think that's because they all kind of validate and hide each other's bullshit. And I think that's what Mel was trying to say without actually saying it. Like, I now know that your husband lies for my husband. So, and I also know that your husband is cheating on you, and my husband probably lies for your husband. So when I say that it's, you know, it started with y'all, it's not really that it's Marsau and Tisha's fault that Martell is cheating, but it's that the relationship help validate and hide the shit. Okay. So, and I think that's why she felt how she felt about Marsau and why she said what she said at that table.
Damn, that was deep.
Y'all going in, honey.
Well, you know, I did a little research this weekend, so I thought I'd share.
Yes, I love it.
Tisha just got on my nerves this episode, like she always do.
Oh, well, girl, Tisha gets on my nerves anyway. From the time she opened her fucking mouth, the way she looks, even though she's beautiful in the face, I still can't stand to see her fucking face. She just gets on my motherfucking nerves. It's like she just irks the shit out of me. She's probably the most annoying ass person on reality TV. I can't stand her.
She always looks like she's a millisecond away from crying. And every time I see her, I just want to say comparison is a thief of joy, because you can look at her and tell that's literally what she's doing. Anytime she's in a room, with her husband, she's sitting there looking for validation.
Which is so sad.
Anytime she's in the room with the other ladies,
she's beautiful.
Without me.
She
Ain't she gorgeous? I blame Mama Wanda.
Girl, I was like, I don't understand it. That dinner that they had in a little bubble or whatever, I was like, she looks amazing. Like, there's no reason why she should not feel her own worth. And you can tell that she doesn't. And I do blame Miss Wanda. But I also feel like nobody poured into Miss Wanda either. So
it's
you
a
know
generational thing.
And then when we say slavery, everybody will get mad. But that's where a lot of these mindsets and isms come from, that showcase in the way people act now. But you know, deeper conversation.
But also, now Tisha is with it enough to realize that she has a speech impediment, but she's not with it enough to realize she's got a friendship impediment. Because why is it that you can only shoot with your mama or your husband? I mean, the thing is, the friendship with Mel ended because Mel wouldn't let you hang around her leg no more. You're trying to hang around Kimmy's leg. Kimmy ain't having it. And all you do is hang around your mama leg. You shooting with your mama and with Marsau. It's sad. It's like, you should realize, oh, I don't really have a place in the group with the friends. And even though, you know, me and Mel are on the outs, I should still be able to be cool with other people and not demand this loyalty and be able to just let people be. But she can't realize that.
And Kimmy almost like put her friendship with Mel in jeopardy for Tisha. And Tisha still don't think she's loyal enough for her. And that's the shit that killed me.
Yeah.
She'll be fine if everybody was against me. Like, she'll be perfectly okay with that because she has everybody's attention, and it goes back to what Letitia is. She's an attention seeker, and that's the issue that I got with her, and that's why I find her to be so damn annoying. It's because she looks for attention and she thrives off of it. Like, girl, get a life and grow the hell up. Like, it's just, I don't like her. I just don't. Like, she's so annoying. Like,
okay, so like what was the next scene? Was the next scene her and Marsau? Because we can move on to that.
At dinner?
Yes, because
Mama Hope
Melody. That's the next thing.
Oh, Mama Hope Melody. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mama Hope. Mama and Melody. That was the next thing. My bad. And then
I'll just say about that I appreciate Mama Hope for being able to be impartial, even though I feel like she does not correct Marsau enough, and that's a part of the problem. Like telling him he's a good man when he really is not. Because if he was, he wouldn't be like emotionally abusing Mel like this. Like, he's not a good man just because he cares for the welfare of his children. People think the bare minimum makes you a good man because so many men have been allowed to be bums that y'all want to congratulate any little thing nigga do that's right. And I have an issue with that. But ultimately, she was impartial in the way of just being straight up and not giving Mel no negativity, because it's not Mel's fault. And I think everybody tries to make it like it's Mel's fault in some way. And a lot of mothers of these types of men would try to say, well, you know, maybe you should have been doing what he wanted you to do to keep him and all. And what did you do wrong? There are women who take that approach. So I appreciate her not being one of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you do have mother-in-laws that will always go with what the son says and things of that nature. Like, they'll never sit up and correct. Well, she doesn't correct Martell, but at the same time, she does voices when he's wrong, and that's really a rarity because some women don't do that with their sons when they're married. Like, they go with everything. Like, I know people. Like, I know this doesn't happen in the South. I think this happens overall. Like, you know how you have this son that's grown and in his 20s and his 30s, and they know that he's cheating on his woman, and they entertain both the woman and the side girl. Like, it's that enabling type of thing, and I don't know if his mother enables that type of behavior. I'm not sure if she does or not, but I do think that she tries to let him know when he's fucked up, in a sense. But yeah.
Oh, Martell Mama. Hold another one. The conversation with her and Mel, I feel like she know Martell fucked up, but she also knows she can't down her son. I think so. The way that she tries to rectify that is to be supportive of Mel in person, to not judge Mel, to not dog Martell either, but to let Mel know, despite what my son did, I'm here, I love you, and I'm going to be here for you. Because some mothers would have stayed away. Because again, I don't want to speak about my son to you. So I think her coming around and just even asking her when Mel said, like, Martell going around said that I cheated. And when she said, you know what, well, did you? Like, I like the fact that she did not really just believe Martell. And she asked, like, well, did you cheat? Because she could have, you know what I'm saying? And even when Mel explained, it's like, well, no, I did not cheat because I left Martell. I moved out, have my own place, and I did not have sex with someone else. And then from that, when I left this time, if I'm divorcing you, it don't matter who I'm talking to. And I like that the mama did not have any judgment of that, because I think she understands where Mel's coming from. So I like how the mama is trying to stay neutral, but also be supportive of Mel, because she knows her son fucked up. And so at that point, she can't really defend him, but she also can't dog him either, because that's her son. So I like how she's playing the game, basically.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I don't really have a whole lot to say about Mama Hope and Melody. I don't really have a whole lot. I think Jay Lee pretty much said everything.
Yeah, y'all pretty much hit it on the head with that one.
I do think Mel has somebody else though. I will say that. When Mama Hope asked her about the cheating, and then a long time ago,
definitely is dating somebody else. When she made that comment about wanting to get married outside at night, I was like, bitch, who you gonna marry?
Okay. And then she said she was waiting on the divorce to go through or something before she really do. So I think when she said that, especially when the question was asked, are you cheating? So she spoke on two different incidences. So I think she got somebody else. That's why she ain't tripping off Martell at all.
Melanie is mentally over that relationship. You can tell in her mannerisms, how she talks, how she acts. She is mentally over Martell. That's completely fine. I'm happy for her because, listen, that from what I'm seeing, that marriage was horrible. Especially having a side baby or having a side girl for all them years. Oh no, she been processed. And I saw a meme on Twitter. When a woman process something, they will process it while in that relationship with you.
Yep.
And that's why she's so emotionally, checked out. Yeah.
I think you make a really good point. I think she started processing in the relationship, And I feel like for so long when he was with that other woman, she was willing to accept pieces of a man and not the whole thing. So I don't think she's all the way there yet. She's still going through it. But like you said,
her new song?
What'd you say, Jamie?
Are y'all gonna check out her new song that's dropping Saturday?
No.
I am. Yeah.
Listen to it.
I am.
Yeah, she did a little. I heard her little raw vocals, and I was like, okay, it's not as auto tuned as I thought. You sound good, so I'm here for it. But what I wanted to say is that I definitely feel like this episode, I noticed that I think she's more hurt than she allows for anybody to really see. Like she the type of strong black woman that's gonna cry in her shower in a car with some Anita Baker on or some Mary J. Blige. She's not going to give you that. But I definitely feel like she is hurt behind him getting that girl pregnant. I don't care what nobody say. You didn't have 4 kids for him and you just had another one. And now this bitch is having a baby for him. And the girl was actually in that phone conversation, like, and they want me on the show. And she can't be mad that I'm coming on the show and da-da-da-da. And, talking about the possibility of her being on the show and how Mel needs to just move out the way and all of this shit. I was like, move out the way. Like, just push over, bitch. I was like, push over. Her tone towards Mel is crazy to me. Like, I wish y'all could have heard how she was going off. Like, oh, he don't care about her and da-da-da-da. And the lady was like, no, Martell definitely cares about her, which is why he told her you were pregnant before that shit could come out to everybody else. Because she kept saying that Mel leaked her pregnancy. And it was like, it doesn't even fucking matter. Like, y'all always talking about somebody leaking some shit on a blog. It doesn't even matter. It's still happening in real life. It's going to come out eventually. Like, people see Ariana around all the time. That was another thing they talked about. People see her. So it's not like they're not going to see that she's pregnant and they know y'all fucking with each other. Like, to me, the fact that Martell keeps trying to make it seem like Mel was cheating when to me it's obvious he has not stopped fucking with Ariana this whole time. Like, not once did he. I feel like he never stopped. Even when he said he did that last time on the first season when they made up before she found out, she was pregnant and all of that, he was making it seem like he was done talking to her. The pandemic happened and you still sneaking out the house to go see this bitch, son. Like, hang it up. Go be with her. But you know what? Y'all know what it is. Y'all know that girl, like, bigs him up, but he don't really want to be with her. Because if he did, he would have left Mel years ago.
A long time ago. I blame him so much for how she comes at Mel on her social media or whatever. Like, that's trash. Like, I mean, of course she's at fault too, but obviously Martell done hyped her up to make her bigger than what she is, that she could just walk around and say and get fly and all that.
Right.
I won't want her on the show either, especially if it's going to cause Mel to operate outside of the character that she wants to present to people. So it's like, no, can't come on the show.
I'm glad she's not coming on the show, even though it would be messy and all of that. No, we don't need that. We got it on social media. She don't need to be on the show, and she does not need to feel like you can treat people like that and walk around like, oh, fuck you and your marriage, and I got a baby by your husband, and fuck you, move over, bitch, because I'm with him now. Like, no, you can't think that should be rewarded with a reality show and a check. Fuck out of here.
Right.
When this time passes, when this time is done and we move forward, she's still gonna be sitting there with them same feelings Mel had, wondering what is Martell doing, who is he with, who he hanging out, all that. She gonna be sitting up there with them same thoughts and that baby.
I feel like Martell gonna have to do that girl Ariana the same way that Roy's baby daddy did her on Basketball Wives. He don't want her speaking on him. I feel like
NDA.
Go ahead, get that NDA out for old girl Martell, because you got a brand to protect, and she gonna fuck it up if she come on this show.
Martell
fucked it up.
Already done it herself.
So we'll see.
Let me tell y'all something. She is gonna do whatever he tells her to do. I didn't realize it before, but listening to her talk, it's whatever he says. If he said it to her, that's what it is. So I really do feel like he lies to her and tells her shit about Mel and about the situation with Mel. Oh, she's so calculated, bitch. So are you. So are you, and so is he. And he's manipulating you, and he was manipulating Mel, but he's not. Like, she kept saying he don't care about her. I'm like, then why is he chasing her? Why is he worried about what she's doing? Why is he making the divorce harder than it has to be? He's doing all of that because he's mad that she's moving on. He doesn't even want to admit that he got you pregnant, and it's like a 5-year relationship. Like, ugh.
Five. Not 5 weeks. 5 years.
At least I'm not sleeping.
Straight up.
I have to log off, y'all.
I
I have to log off, y'all. We get to work. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right,
y'all.
Jilly.
I'll be listening though.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey y'all. Hey everybody doing?
Hey.
Hey, T.
Hey, Terrence. Okay, so
I was letting Bondi get all that stuff off her chest.
Hey.
But I didn't want to interrupt Bondi getting all that off her chest, child, because she wanted to get that off for a while. I could tell by the way it came out. Shout out to all of y'all. How y'all doing? What you talking about?
I'm blessed.
You're doing good. I think the next scene that we're gonna talk about is Letitia surprising Marcel with the dinner, and then start talking about Melody while she's sitting there with her man having dinner. Like, it will surprise your man. Why are we talking about Melody? Is that like, I just feel like Melody is like the light of her life or some shit like that. Like, girl, like, do you have anything else to talk about besides Mel?
Yeah, not only that,
Listen,
like I
the
really
only
didn't
thing
like
that
how
caught
that.
me in that conversation. Go ahead, because I think one of us is probably
Okay.
back.
Go
ahead.
Nah, I was just
Yeah,
about to say
go
I
ahead,
just didn't like how the way like he feels like I know he feels like that he should be the one that's doing everything. But what if something happened to him that Tisha might need to step up? So this is the one time, just the one time I slightly agreed where she was talking about, you know, like if something happens to him, she's gonna have to be the one to like step up. He can't really do everything, and he's so traditional when it comes to marriage. You know, like the husband should do everything and the wife should just should sit back and play housewife. No, it don't work like that.
He full of shit. He just want to keep her at home so he can be doing his dirt out in the street. He's full of shit.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I don't think he's just traditional because his brother ain't like that. It is definitely strategic. He likes to keep her where he can, know what she knows. He's limiting the information that she can get on, his dirt. So he full of it.
True. Because didn't he take a trip one time to Texas for like 17 hours? He be wanting to go and do it. I think he told Tisha like the last minute or something like that. He be wanting to have that lady at home so he can go do whatever it is he want to do.
You know he's got parental controls on her phone.
Probably got a track on a car too.
Oh well, Josiah said what I say. There you go.
Okay, well, I guess we can move on to like some of the meat and potatoes of this show, which is when Melody and Martell met up to go to exchange the kids. And Melody revealed that she knows that he got a baby on the way, and Martell wanted to have a conversation with her about the children. I just feel like Martell just he's a wounded individual. He's gonna take any chance he can to try and make Mel miserable. Like he's gonna always do that. Like if you want to make it seem like you're such a great father and shit like that, but you show every day that you're not a good father and you're not a good human being because you're a bitch ass nigga. Like that's just what it is. And the fact is, you sitting up here trying to start an argument with this woman, and she had to find out from your mama that you got a son on the way, and then on top of that, your baby mama, your mistress or whatever you want to call her, she gets online saying all sorts of shit, and then it's like you want to call Melody childish because she called out the fact that you got a son on the way, but you've been acting childish this entire time.
I think we should call her the peasant because that's what Martell called her.
I don't think we need to call her a peasant. Like I keep saying, we need to call her as a teammate. She had that man for 5 years. And don't nobody want to call it that, but I'm sorry. That's just what it is. She had that man for 5 years, wrapped under her finger and her puss. I mean, at the end of the day, if she called Melody, yes, she fucked up, but I mean, after 5 years.
Definitely.
Count. Don't know how many times the girl really done got pregnant by the damn man. They only keeping this one despite Melody, in my opinion. So I mean, you know, just call a spade a spade. That woman is a teammate. Period.
Wait, she got pregnant by him before?
Yeah.
Oh,
This
I
ain't the first time they had 5 years into this.
She also put it out there in that phone call. She was like, Mel said she had a miscarriage, but she lied. Mel had an abortion just like I had an abortion. And I was just like, oh, you doing a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She's spilling up. Listen, after 5 years, that woman is a teammate. And at this point, she just don't give a damn no more. She like, fuck it. They spraying me. Let me go in here and spray back too. I mean, I hear you, Ariana, whatever, but you better watch your back though. I don't know what type of family Mel came from because the show couldn't have been mine. Because my cousins would have been was stumped them up.
Literally the audacity for me. Who gave her the energy to speak? You are the side chick. You need to stay in a side chick place.
After 5 years, I'm with Terrence. After 5 years, that's a whole second wife. You may not have been the first, but you definitely ain't the only. After 5 years, you got rights to y'all share that man.
Yeah.
That is a timeshare man. That is zip girl. You know what that is? That's zip dick. Instead of a zip car, that's zip dick.
That's day man. That's day man. That's day dick. That's day family. That's day finances. That's what that is now. That's just what that's.
Sister wives.
Yeah. Call it what it is. I know the women don't want to hear that, but I'm sorry. That's just what it's
stab. And that's why I can't ever be in a situation like this because of people saying shit like that. Stab. He would have got stabbed.
I'm sorry.
Got stabbed. Everybody would have got motherfucking stabbed. Okay?
You better believe it.
Well, I would say this though. I'm not hanging around for 5 years being cheated on. I'm not doing it for 6 months. I'm not doing it for 3 minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
where is everybody?
Why is she putting up with it?
I'm saying,
who raised her? And why is she putting up with it?
I'm saying if I find out that my husband of 15 years been cheating on me for 5 years of that, stab.
I would have literally
we sharing no stab.
Right. I would have literally been in jail, in prison.
That's what I'm saying.
I would have ran over someone.
That's what I'm saying. I know if it was Niecy daughter, a Bondi daughter, or Jamie daughter, I know good goddamn well y'all would have got y'all child up out of that shit. Y'all would have been the main ones. I don't give a fuck who he is. You look stupid doing this shit just as well as he do. Stop fucking with that nigga. Like, who is raising her that she feels like this was acceptable to do in the first place? And to keep it going.
Well, who raised me? I'll say this.
It's her attitude towards his wife. Like the wife did something and she's so much more deserving of this shitty ass dude. Like, bitch, you sound dumb. You sound dumb.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Y'all would have got y'all, baby. I don't know what's wrong with her.
It's what Martell has pumped her head with. And also, why has Melody stayed all this time with their
I would love to know that.
Like, when she moved out and was like, okay, enough, what in God's name got you to move back? Because you clearly had credit to get your own apartment.
The kids.
And the image.
That's what
I think it was that.
I mean, because
I'm with Jamie. I think the image a little bit too, and I'm with you.
In any marriage, it's about what you've created and what people see when they look at you and all of that shit. Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not as simple as image, like, oh, for some bullshit reason, but also just because y'all see how everybody is affected. The grandma affected, the friends are affected. Everybody's now affected and lives have been upset.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Versus if we would have just stayed together and tried to fight it out, then maybe it wouldn't have upset everything. But her leaving and saying, fuck this, that's why he's so upset with her. Because she's really making the upset, because most women would just deal with the shit and stay. But Mel was like, oh no, not in my 30s.
Because this time it's different. She said she went and got her an apartment the last time she left, but she came back. This time he see like her energy is different. Like, nah, she really gone.
Yeah. So I think she realized what she could possibly have as well. When she was talking to whoever she was talking to, it probably made her feel like, oh, I could do way better than this. So he better come correct. I'm gonna give him one more chance. We got these kids together. I just had this baby. I'm gonna give him one more chance to see if he can fix it. And you know what he did? He left the house during the pandemic one too many times, and you got the girl pregnant, and now it's over. Just deal with it. He's so vagina about it. Ugh.
That's ridiculous, though. Like, okay, so let's get into Kimmy and Maurice. Am I the only one that's annoyed about Maurice pressing Jalen about about his life?
No, you're not. That broke my soul, especially since he just went through that. You just figured out what you wanted to be at 40 years old. This young man just graduated. It's not as if he's living in y'all house, eating up all y'all shit, not taking care of himself. He's working. I'm on the show because of how Kimmy is. He paying a bill or two around there. So he's earning his keep. He's paying his way. Leave the little nigga alone. He'll get it when he get it.
They had to do that so that they could give him a little scene so he could get his little check. I feel like it felt really contrived. It felt like they didn't believe what they were saying. Maurice likes to pontificate. And so it just felt like, okay, well, we got to use him. And it's the panorama, so we can't really go anywhere. So we just going to have this awkward scene that goes nowhere. And Kimmy wasn't here for it, like she isn't here for any bullshit. And you could tell when it's plotline bullshit because she got that smirk on her face, and that's what she had. So to me, it was giving a plotline tea, but I'm gonna sit here so my child can get this check.
I can agree with that. He should be getting paid at this point.
I can see Jalen as like a club promoter or something. Like he's a very, handsome young man, and I can see him like being on the flyers, coming to Houston, working with Jay Prince Jr. Club promotion.
Yeah, it's crazy because everybody he wants to force this whole entrepreneurship thing down his throat. Everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
Some people are fine with just working. Like entrepreneurship is not for everybody. So I just feel like he needs to stop because you're not making it any better.
What I took originally when he first sat down with Jalen, I took it as not so much as pushing him into entrepreneurship, but what is it that you really want to do and try to get him to focus in on that? Because it's a lot of times people graduate college and they just take whatever BS job and it's not in their field or what it is they really want to do. They just take the job so they can have money, and then they look up 10 years later and they just out here trying to make sure they make money to pay the bills and nobody's living their dreams. So since he has a home where primarily all of the bills are taken care of, I think he was trying to give him that range to say, at this time, while you're trying to figure it out, like, let's figure it out towards whatever you really want to do in life. And it was great that Jalen has somebody like Maurice in his life to do that. But after this sit down, they just had, I'm like, leave that boy alone. Because Jalen wholeheartedly does not know what he wants to do. You got Kimmy pulling him one way, get a job. You got his stepdad pulling him another way. No, follow your dreams. He can't do nothing because he don't know what he wants to do. So even Kimmy's not even, when she said she wanted to do real estate, but she wasn't even really willing to let go of nursing to go and pursue real estate. So it makes sense why she would guide her son to just get a job to make the money for now, and you'll figure it out later. Well, Kimmy, you're older and you're still trying to figure it out, and there's nothing wrong with that. But now he's at the top of his career, and he has a different type of help that you didn't have when you had him. You know what I'm saying? So I understood it, but now it's like, just let that boy do whatever he gonna do. Let him figure out his life. And I love how Maurice told him, we don't have to have this conversation again. When you're ready, just let us know. And I'm like, looking at it now, it's like y'all should have just let it been like that from the beginning. When he's ready, he's gonna come to you. Those were my thoughts.
Listen, hashtag where's Monster? That's what I want to know. Where the hell is Monster at? We ain't seen Monster none at all. Now you telling this grown ass man what to do. Where your son at? Like, why he ain't getting these clothes? I want to see what Monster is.
I think things got too hot with the timeline from when Kimmy and Maurice got together with the ex-wife and whatnot, because that was the scuttlebutt on the internet last season. And I think that plot got too hot and they said, we ain't about to play with our union. So they said, we gonna have the older kid on here where we ain't got no BMD. And we gonna deal with that, and that's gonna be it. That's why I think we haven't seen Monster. And then also it's the panorama, so he probably with his mama.
I hope so, because my whole thing is that was your whole story last season. What Monster gonna do, and you finally figured it out, but we ain't seen Monster yet. I think one episode last season we saw a glimpse of him getting up in the morning. I ain't seen the little boy since.
Oh, you know what? I could see that. I could see that. Well, remember, the mama ain't got no job, and the man she with ain't got no job. So I could see her trying to run a pocket if the son was gonna make an appearance.
I mean,
because remember, she wanted that free house.
She did. I remember that. Her husband wanted it too. Her husband ain't seen no wrong with it, which I thought was weird.
Well, I mean, the thing is, when you're a freeloader, you don't care where the load comes from as long as it's free.
True.
I mean, ask Mendici. Mendici's gonna live off Yandy for the rest of his life.
With his beautiful self.
Ain't he, girl? Listen, I'd probably let him do it too if I was Trash Can Yan.
I just posted a picture of him on my stories. He posted a picture of his face, just his face on Instagram. I was like, you are just so cute. I'm gonna post this on my
story. This is gonna adore self. I don't blame you. Call her what you want. I ain't mad at her.
Like T Mendicis.
Okay, well, I think this is probably we can go here to close this out. We'll close out Love and Marriage Huntsville, the day tree, or whatever the hell there was. As we can tell, Kimmy and Kimmy, Mel, and Destiny, they were all there on time. You know what I'm saying? They were there on time, but Letitia was late, and when Letitia finally did get there, she acted like she was mad because they was enjoying themselves without her. And my thing about her is, I would enjoy myself without you too. You are like a fly that just keeps flying in a person's ear, and you wanted to shut the fuck up and get away from you. That's what she is. She finds any reason to bring in a bunch of negative energy, and that's why I drag her ass every chance I get on any video I do. She gets the business every week. But what Mel's friend's name is? It Ima or something? Is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
What is her name?
Ima.
Okay, Ima. She came, and I'm guessing they was doing the exercise, and they talked about her workaholic spirit. Kimmy was talking about control. Letitia talked about never receiving love from Dottie Peoples, and Destiny talked about her relationship with Melody being protection, which ultimately led to the argument between Letitia and Mel. Now, I'm going to let you guys handle this part of the show and give your thoughts and opinions on this. Whoever want to go first, y'all go first.
If I'm being honest, I don't like that Destiny decided to just plan a mediation. When I saw, if I was Tisha or Mel, I would have been pissed, and I probably would have deaded the whole conversation. I don't like being caught off guard, but I know she had good intentions. However, whenever you look at fools like Tisha who don't really want to come to a resolve, who just want to play this back and forth game of, it's not even really a game. It's a game that Tisha's playing with herself. So whenever you look at two people like that, it's no point in even having a mediation.
I'll say this. For me, I was just annoyed that Tisha couldn't let the moment be what it was, because she was already affected. So to say that it wasn't working for her was bullshit. I also feel like she gaslit the shit out of Mel especially when she kept saying, you know, why are you getting loud and all of that shit. It's like, just because you're talking quietly doesn't mean you're not being antagonistic. So it annoyed me that she plays victim and she, you know, she does this Mel is a mean girl and never takes responsibility. And I really feel that that's Tisha. I feel that's Tisha because you always want to start in the middle. Start at the beginning. The beginning really was you felt slighted because Mel wasn't being available for you and you felt like she was being fake. And I'm trying to understand how, if I'm just in a space right now where I'm, you know, I can't make myself available to you because I got my own shit going on. We all married and got kids and shit. Like, that should just be understood. And I feel like that goes back to Tisha needing her relationships to be unrealistically, you know, codependent. Like, it's what she requires in a friendship, and people can't always meet that requirement. So then she feels slighted and then finds issue with them. And I think, you know, she's passive aggressive about it. Mel, on the other hand, is somebody that's going through something and I think acts out. I think that she would do a little passive aggressive shit. I think she's done the shit online, you know, all of that, throwing shit in Tisha's face, all of that. I think she's done that, but I also think it's a reflection of her being in this place right now where I'm going through a lot and all this extra shit can get it. So, you know, it's just two people that I feel like can't seem to let the bullshit go. Like, and it's exhausting. So I feel like they don't need to have no more discussions like this. Just let it be what it is.
I did not like that Tisha sat up there and gave her intentions and said that her intentions were to move forward and everything. But as soon as the opportunity was presented to her, she retreated back to, oh no, I think that this is BS. So I mean, everything was BS, you know. I saw nothing wrong with Mel getting upset. A lot of people felt as though, oh, Mel can't take the heat, so she getting out the kitchen. I'm like, no, she leaving the kitchen so she don't slap fire from Tisha damn face. So I also felt like Tisha's energy that she gave, because I've never seen Tisha give this type of energy, and I find it very interesting that she would do this at an actual retreat where it's supposed to be healing and calm. I feel like she was on the phone with somebody on the way there, and they hyped her up, is what I think. And when she got there, she probably was like, I'm a whole Mel to this and that, and that's what she went out there and did, because the energy Tisha gave, I ain't never seen Tisha get that type of energy. She's always wanted to run from stuff, not really have the conversations, or if she did, she was really delicate sometimes with how she says. So Tisha, that's what I mean when I say the action you out here giving, you ain't about that life. You didn't want that smoke, and then you sat up there like, I shouldn't be here. I should just go. Yeah, you should. You should leave at this point, because what you set your intention to be is not being fulfilled at this point. You don't want to move forward. So what else is Melody supposed to do?
I agree with you, Jamie. I said that in my review, and I said it in the live. I said before she got there, those ladies were having fun. It was a good energy. It was a great vibe. It was no bullshit.
And she was mad about that, which is so weird.
Yeah. Right. It was weird to me too. I'm like, you were late. So you expected them to just sit there and not say nothing to nobody until you got there. Who the fuck are you? Nah, they was chilling. You the one who came there with your fucked up attitude, and then that's when I already knew the night was going to be messed up from there. And can't nobody see that Tisha's the problem. Everybody's in my comments trying to be like, well, Mel did this and Mel did that. I said, no, anything that Mel did to Tisha was only after Tisha did some fuck shit to her. I will say that about Mel. Now, Mel is a mean girl. She is. But I will say, whenever she came at Tisha, it was out of rebut of shit that Tisha did. It was.
Because Tisha thinks she's slick. She will throw a rock and hide her hand. She thinks she's slicker than a can of oil. She thinks she knows more than everybody. She always has that, what's the big problem look on my face. Whenever she doesn't have that, I'm about to cry look on her face. And I also feel like her playing the victim and, oh, woe is me, is the only way she was able to get that awful mother to manipulate into spending some time with her. So that's her little manipulation thing, because that's the shit she does with her big ugly Marceau, and he's getting tired of it.
That's just like how she tried to talk about the whole cheating thing I'm like, Tisha, on the reunion, you brought up the BMW. And you also planted a seed that she probably wanted to sleep with your damn husband. What are you talking about? So I said, of course she was going to come out and say, well, listen, you think you know, but you got no idea. I have stories about your husband, and I believe every word of it. I believe every word of it. Him and Martell was out doing the same damn thing.
And it makes a lot of sense as to why Marcel wants her to stay in the damn house and just be there with the kids and not have nothing else to do but that, because he wants to be able to cheat in peace.
And also why he always backs down when it comes to them. Like he tells Tisha to shut the fuck up. But he, you need to stop. Now, sometimes he be right. Like next episode, when it looked like he checked Tisha for like being, like you said, you don't want beef, but then you continue to beef during the conversation. He was absolutely right about that. But I feel like a lot of the times he's telling her to stay away from Mel because he does not want the information to be disseminated. And I think that Mel is probably doing everybody a solid by keeping that shit to herself and not actively just saying it. Like, yeah, okay, even if she did put it out on the blog, that's not the same thing as her saying it out her mouth to Tisha on television. So I feel, and I was there, or I know because of this. So I definitely feel like a lot of his attitude is because he wants to keep whatever he's doing under wraps.
That's just like when he gave that damn speech to Martell earlier on in the episode. And I agree with what he said, but I just felt like right message, wrong messenger. Because you doing the same thing. The only difference is your ass ain't get caught. But you weren't wrong for what you said.
Which is why Martell don't like to hear it from him. And that's probably why it annoyed him so much when he took, that high road shit with him on the show. And it's like, dude, don't try to talk to me about the shit. Like, I don't know what you be doing. Don't do that.
Exactly. But I guess that's pretty much it for the Love and Marriage Huntsville conversation. Let's move on to the housewives of Strippergate, because that's exactly what the fuck this is, child. I'm so over.
Hey y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. I have to be up in the morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here, guys. Have a good night, y'all.
All right, Jamie.
Bye, y'all.
I mean Coco from SWB. All right.
All right, bye, Jamie.
Not Housewives of Strippergate, Scotty. That was spot on.
All it is, girl. That's all the fuck it is, child. That's all we talking about.
I'm so sick and tired of that damn story. I'm sick and tired of it.
You could tell.
I am.
Yeah, because that's all they're talking about. But at the same time, it's giving me more of a reason to read Portia like I want to, because she makes herself look stupid and dumb every given moment of this storyline. So it works for me. But I see that they brought Eva back for a little bit, and she was all in the tea trying to find out what was going on, and it was hot mic'd and every damn thing. So I'm like, okay, Eva, trying to come back in.
You could just send her back where she came from.
Send her back to the runway.
Listen, I see it for Eva. I don't care what none of y'all say. I see it for Eva. Yes, she throws the rock and had her hand. I totally agree. I got her together about that. But I would have much rather preferred seeing Drew and Eva versus seeing Drew and LaToya any day. I'd have just dealt with Eva.
Drew and Eva are friends, remember?
That's why I'd have dealt with it.
Oh, yeah, they are friends.
I'd have dealt with that a lot better.
Love trying to tell us he don't care about what we say. Child, we don't care about what you say.
No.
We don't like EBT, but honey, we don't like
give a damn if I don't like her and that bitch.
We don't like her.
With it. That's my own girl from the way. We call her E.
Well, we don't.
We fuck with E.
We don't EBT, but we don't fuck with her. Period. So you can be able to play devil's advocate, bitch, but it's okay. Go ahead. But anyway,
I mean, T, I'm gonna have to be honest. I have one girl's picture in my hand, and it isn't her.
Oh shit! Listen, I see it for you. I Look,
But
don't
why
get
do
me
you
wrong.
feel
I
for
understand
her?
why folk don't
Why?
get it, but I just feel for it. Because I just do. I just always had I don't know. I guess it was because she was my favorite on Top Model, and I just wanted her to so bad, and I'm glad that she did. And ever since then, she just can't do no wrong in my ass. Fine, call me biased. Y'all biased too. Y'all biased with the folk y'all like too. Don't do me.
You
Let me have
biased.
my
Eva.
bias.
I
You
love
biased.
her. She's fun, but not on the show. I like
Yes.
Eva better on Top Model. When she came to the show, I was so
Thank
excited.
you.
I was like, oh my God, Eva coming. But sis just did
Scotty,
not
you shut your ass
deliver
up.
to me. She did not deliver.
Thank you.
Even whenever Eva had her own little
She's
reality show,
whack.
I really liked her.
Eva is
Do y'all
whack to
remember
me.
that?
Like,
I remember,
yeah,
yeah.
I remember this show. I think it
Child,
was a
nobody
girlfriend
got
type
no
show she
time
had
for it.
on Oxygen or something. You better make time, bitch. But anyway, like I was saying, why I don't like Eva is because, like, just like Josiah, when she first came on the show, I was excited for her to be on the show. But she don't own up to her shit. It's like she throw bricks and hide her hands. She don't never own up to
She do.
shit,
I
and
agree.
she just make me sick. That's why I don't really fuck with Eva. I don't fuck with her. Period. But however,
I still love Eva from
um,
the America's Next Top Model days. I'm sorry, like I was Eva the diva. If y'all didn't know, so like it's a serious thing for me from like back in the day. For so many reasons, she and I have so many things in common. We kitty clicking. It's a lot. Bohemian S, but I wear real deodorant. I don't play those games.
Ooh.
I don't know about her. I'm not saying, but she looked like one of those people that wear only the natural deodorant, and I feel like you have to apply that too often in order for that to be effective. And I work out too much. I don't have time for that. So Dove it is. But yeah, I felt like people want to make Eva out to be messy, and she is, but I felt like not in this instance because she's not really on the show. So when they were talking to her, it kind of felt like how in real life you would just want the tea. You read it on the blogs, and now you want to know what happened
Right.
from the horse's
Right.
mouth. That's all that really was to
mhm.
me. And then to me, Kenya was the one that seemed more thirsty than anybody. Like she was so
Right.
thirsty to tell that
Most
tea and to
definitely.
tell them what was going on. I was like, bitch,
Yeah.
you would think you ain't got nothing to do in
Right.
life the way you so excited about this shit. I swear.
What does Kenya have to do? She doesn't have a husband to go home to. That's for damn
She
sure.
got a whole fucking toddler. That's not tiring enough keeping a nice, clean house and a toddler, bitch. You can't go masturbate, read a book. I don't know, bitch. Go
Right.
cook some recipes, girl. Go do
Right.
something. Go make a YouTube channel.
Right.
Fuck, I don't know.
Girl,
Do
you going
yoga.
through a whole divorce.
Stretch out that weird looking booty.
You
I
going
don't
through a
know.
whole divorce.
Oh
Find
You
God,
some
going
that's
decent
through a
too
whole
much.
divorce now. How you got time for all to be this damn messy?
Find out why you
But then
still got
again,
all
like
these
I
issues.
said,
And not only that, she
but that's
asked,
why I feel like she's being so messy with this stripper game.
Terrence, I just have a question. Did you just say divorce? Divorce? Did you just do that?
Yep, divorce. All right, she getting a whole
Even.
You heard what I said.
Even.
She getting a
Listen,
divorce.
hold up. I want to respond to this
Even.
comment. Strippergate was always going to be bigger than Cynthia's wedding. Cynthia is a 50-some-year-old woman getting married for the second time. It was never going to be that big of a
Right.
deal, bitch. It was always going to
Right.
be about the looks and the sentimental feelings, and that's what we got
Right.
from it. I thought everybody looked beautiful. I thought Cynthia looked amazing. Her titties were phenomenal. Marlo's titties were phenomenal this episode as well. I'm sure we'll get to that. But the titties this episode were just sitting. Portia's
They
look at the
was.
wedding.
Yeah.
Portia's look at the wedding is still
Yes.
just in the forefront of my mind, like rent free. But I just feel like it was just pretty to watch. I think Cynthia and Mike really do love each other and be feeling each other. I wonder what their sex is like. I like that he got a picture of them on the inside of that jacket. It was just a whole bunch of things that I felt like this is cute. I'm here for this. So feeling yes, but beautiful. But it was never gonna be as entertaining as fucking a stripper with a big old dick. Like it was never gonna be. It was never gonna be that entertaining, bitch.
Yeah.
Did y'all think
since you
that
summed up the wedding, we don't even
as
have to
good?
talk about the wedding since you summed it up.
One thing though, as great as Cynthia looked, and she did, so many people got into my comments and said that she looked pregnant, and then she said it wasn't that, she was just bloated. Did y'all see that? Because I didn't see that. When I saw Cynthia, I just thought she was gorgeous. I didn't see no belly, no fupa, no bloating. I ain't seen none of that.
I saw it.
I
think her dress is a beautiful dress to be photographed, but then whenever you see her like moving in it, it just don't hit the same. Like her dress was very artsy to me. So that's why it's like, it hit whenever she did the People magazine shoot, but whenever I actually saw her like walking around the wedding, I wasn't really feeling it that much. And I think the dress didn't have a lot of structure to just swoop her in. And that's why I'm saying it looked good photographed, because she was still. But whenever she was moving around, like you could definitely see the softness of the dress. And I feel like for her, it definitely should have snatched.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I feel like I just want to say I feel like a 50-year-old bitch could have a fupa, especially if her titties look like that.
Okay, all right. Let's see. We go into this whole nieces party thing. If you ask me,
yes,
it looks nice.
But now,
that's nice.
That looks like the People magazine picture.
Now I want to know, how did we get an uncle in the nieces party in Marlo?
Right,
we had a whole uncle.
She's a whole auntie with neat titties.
Right.
Them titties was everything, bitch. I was like, God damn, her titties look better than mine. I was like, wait a minute, because hold up. Do I need to get my titties lifted? What's going on? Marlo's titties were phenomenal.
Listen, can we just spend some time as a panel going in and letting have on Portia for calling anybody weak and gullible? She still pissed me off with that.
Let me start.
I was like, yeah, no.
Please.
I was definitely me off.
Let me start it the fuck. Yes, please. Let me start that dragging session fuck out, because y'all know I don't fuck with her ass, period. What really got me with her is when she said the words weak and gullible to describe Marlo being friends with Kenya. That really just hurt me, because you are the poster child for weak and gullible. Like, you have been weak and gullible for the likes of Nene Leakes. You have been weak and gullible for the likes of Phaedra Parks. And you want to sit up here and have Kenya Moore on your mind rent-free at this point and be mad with Marlo because she decided that she wanted to be cool with Kenya. And just last season, you were trying to Nene the fuck out, but then you turned around and started being cool with her your damn self. So it's really funny to me. And then Shamia, as much as I like her, she's a dummy, because you're going so hard for the girl, the same one who threw you under that damn Greyhound when Phaedra said that she was fucking Candy and Todd, and she had no words for that. She never came to your defense like that. Like I said last time, Portia is a fake ass bitch, and I've been saying that from the very beginning. But people get mad with me when I say that. But she fake, she's a fraud, and I don't fuck with her like that. So to hear her trying to chastise Marlo for being cool with Kenya is really ridiculous. And Portia wants to be the leader. She wants everybody to follow her ass, Alex.
Oh, and don't forget, she married Cordelia Stewart, a bitchy, bossy bottom. I don't know what and she thought she was going to get a baby out of that? I mean, oh my goodness. That's gullible, thinking that Cordelia Stewart can get you pregnant in the anus.
Oh my goodness.
Not any.
Yeah, like I think that she should have just shut up and ate her food, because I feel like with Portia, girl, you in that same situation back in season 9, and how could you forget? You should just have shut up, okay? Because I hate to say this, and I love Portia, but I mean, your loyalty is always questioned.
Yeah, like, you have no loyalty to anyone, and you've always made that clear. So what are you talking about? Like, for and I don't even like Marlo. I don't really like Kenya like that either. But for you to try to call somebody out and question somebody else's loyalty and say moving funny for a specific reason when you're the moving funny for specific reasons, that's really ridiculous. Girl, bye. And she just like, girl, why you so bothered? And my thing about it is you Kenya is annoying. Kenya is annoying as hell in this stripper gate thing, but it's just funny to me how you are so pressed by this. I keep saying, it's like you're mad because you're being outed. That's what you're mad about. And the thing about it is you have outed so many people or tried to out other people in this cast for years. Just like you said that Peter was fucking his waitresses at bar one. You said that Candy and Ty wanted to drug you and rape you, take you to a sex dungeon. You talk about everybody else. You said that Kenya had
and
a
you knew
wife
damn well that was Tiny
you
and
said
Toy.
all types of stuff to people.
Say, don't put Latoya in there. Don't put Latoya in there.
I'm sorry, T.I.
Okay.
T.I.
All right.
So what did y'all think
go ahead,
whenever
Go
Kenya
ahead, girl,
said that if it was her in that situation that they would have?
I thought that was
basically
such bullshit. I thought that was such bullshit. I was like, nobody would give a fuck.
They would have.
Like nobody would have cared.
I believe Kenya.
Y'all think so? That's how I feel too, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm on the. Yeah, I honestly think when I remember there was a time back when they were talking about Matt and how he was fucking her in a truck or something, and Portia had a lot to say about that. Like she would dragging her for that. So I feel like she would have drugged her if she fucked the stripper. I honestly feel like if it was Kenya, they would have drugged her for it. Real talk.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I don't agree. First of all, I don't even remember that. Second of all, I doubt they made a whole half of a season about the shit. Okay, which is not the same thing. And I also feel like Kenya uses all those examples when she was fucking around with Phaedra and Apollo, but bitch, you did that shit and we all watched you do that shit. That's not the same thing. Phaedra, Portia has grown. Portia used to be on bullshit. Portia used to say any old thing up out of her mouth that she thought people wanted her to say. That's with the church shit and all of that. She was who she thought people wanted her to be. She is now grown into her own woman and is figuring her shit out for herself. So I don't really like to hold her accountable for shit that happened years ago. But I personally feel like people would have been happy if Kenya would have got some dick. Because under the circumstances, with everything she got going on with Mark, some people would have been like, girl, how was it? Like, was it good? Did it release some stress? Child, look at her. She got some dick. She must be happy. Nah, that's the most they would have cackled about it. But they wouldn't have shamed her about it. I don't believe that.
I don't, but why is it that you don't like it when people hold her accountable for things that she did in the past, but we stay holding Kenya accountable for things that she's done? Like everybody, she's gonna be held accountable for her.
I'm not saying everything. I'm not saying everything.
Why is it different?
I'm not saying you gonna let me explain? I'm not saying everything. I am saying that when it comes to this situation, Kenya will say, oh, she told me, she said I was a hoe 5 seasons ago. Bitch, y'all made up. Don't bring nothing up from back then because y'all made up and y'all was fine up until last season. Now, if it's last season up till now, bitch, go off. But anything beyond that, y'all done made up and said y'all was cool. Y'all got into it again over the cookie lady bullshit. Kenya continues to do bullshit as far as I'm concerned. Portia did not do anything to Kenya. If Portia fucked Bolo, that has nothing to do with Kenya. So Kenya like bringing it up and wanting to talk about it as if somebody wronged her that's not the same thing. I don't feel like it's the same thing at all. And I wish she would have got some dick.
I really think
I wish she would have got some dick.
I think they would have drugged her. I'm sorry, but I think that they would have drugged her.
Anytime somebody drugged Kenya, she deserved it. Anytime somebody drugged Kenya, she deserved it.
Yeah, because she always.
I don't think they would have drugged Kenya. I don't think they would have drugged her, but I do think they probably would have threw it in her face during the argument. I would say that, but I don't think they'll just outright drug her.
I like the way you forget the way she kept, the way she ran through with Cardell and calling Portia a beard and all of that shit. Okay, y'all won't forget about
Who?
that, about what Portia said about Kenya. But Kenya used to go
No,
in.
nobody forgets that because everybody talks about it all the time. Nobody has forgotten what Kenya has done. My thing about it is we can bring up what she's done, which we all do. I'm one of the ones who do. But why can't we bring up what Portia done? I mean,
Because
like
Portia
at this
doesn't
point in
continue
time,
to do those
she's
same
in a,
things.
but she's
Yeah,
in
Portia
a
doesn't
hot
seem to
seat,
continue to do
and
the same thing.
I just feel
Kenya
like
does
this
the
is her
same
karma for the
thing.
shit that she's done. Like I just feel like Kenya and Portia are both the same bitch. They're both pressed with one another
Nope.
at this
No,
point. They
not at
both
all.
keep talking about each other at this point because I don't understand how you can't see it. Portia talks about Kenya just as much as Kenya talks about Portia.
Really?
I mean, I don't see the difference here.
Most of the
Yes, because Portia
conversation,
straight up,
most of the
Portia
no,
straight
most of
up
the
pressed
conversation,
because
most of the
Marlo is friends with
conversation
Kenya.
that Portia
Like,
has
no.
about Kenya is the shit that Kenya is trying to dig up on the show. She didn't have nothing to say about Kenya until Kenya started saying shit about her in the Bolo situation. They don't like each other, and that's just what it is. But Portia didn't have shit to say about Kenya or nothing Kenya got going on.
But at the same time, like I keep saying, at this point, they both talking about each other. Neither one of them are above reproach in my eyes. So it is what
I'm not
it is.
saying Portia
Both of
is
them.
above reproach. I'm not saying that. And even if Portia does something, I'll call her out. I don't like how she handled Marlo. If Marlo want to be friends with Kenya, that's her fucking prerogative. And I don't appreciate the energy of Marlo is weak and all of that. So it's not even like I'm going hard for Portia because I like her. I just kind of feel like in this situation with Kenya is bored and bitter and picking at Portia because she has nothing else to do on this show. And I don't care how nobody scratch it. Portia came into this season minding her fucking business. And Kenya can't seem to do that for herself.
But the beef between Kenya and Portia that's going on right now, Portia reignited it last season. So I mean, it is what it is. It wouldn't have been no beef between them.
Oh,
in the
Portia
first place
reignited it?
had she not started.
Oh,
She
Portia
did, Bundy.
reignited
Let's
it?
not act. She didn't. She did.
Did she?
Let's not.
Did
Once
she?
got once she
Or
got
did she
back
just
cool with
decide,
me
or
she
did
started
she
it back
just
up.
decide that I can't get down with this bitch because she stay fucking with people and she fuck with my friend and I can't be cool with her? I tried, but she brought the cookie lady on here trying to fuck with my friend and I can't be cool with somebody like that. Portia has already said Kenya does shit that I cannot fuck with and I can't be cool with somebody that's cool with her because of the shit she likes to do. So for me, I feel like don't say Portia reignited it like Portia started with her. No, if I don't like the way somebody moving, I'm entitled to not want to be friends with them and not like
That's
them.
fine. That's fine.
Period.
We can agree to disagree on that. We can agree to disagree because I don't feel that way.
I don't feel that way either. I don't feel like she reignited shit. Fuck Kenya.
Okay, that's fine. Like I don't care for neither one of them, but I'm not gonna act like both of them don't do fucked up shit. Both of them are.
I didn't say Portia don't do fucked up shit.
I didn't say you said that either.
You said I'm not gonna act like they both don't do it as insinuating that I'm acting like they both don't do fucked up shit.
Me. I'm talking about me, not you. I'm not gonna act like that. I didn't say you were acting like that.
It was an insinuation.
That's how you took it, my dear. That's
how I took it. That's how I took it. That's how I took it.
That's fine.
If that's not how you meant it, that's fine. But that's how I took it.
Okay.
Oh, so y'all can argue, but we can't argue. Fuck y'all. You and Terrence and Urel can curse each other out all day, and we can't get into it. Everybody get quiet when I won't get upset. You know what? What else is going on?
So when it comes down to the Drew thing, her and LaToya going back and forth, I just feel like when it comes down to Drew, I wish that she would stop talking about other people's marriages as if hers isn't fucked up. Like, stop saying you got the perfect marriages.
We can agree on that.
Yeah, when her and LaToya was going at it, she was like, my marriage is perfect. No, baby, it's not. You should have just shut up and not say nothing because your marriage is not perfect. It's one of the worst on the show. Okay, so you should have shut up with that.
Exactly, like straight up. Like I just feel like it was funny when she told LaToya that her husband was trying to cancel her ass or whatever, but at the same time, your husband look like he's on the verge of canceling you because you still don't know what he did in Tampa. So you might need to stop talking about other people's marriages and relationships. I just feel like that should be our limits for you because yours ain't shitty.
Right.
So
You know, sometimes I wonder if Drew fucked up by showing us the worst part of her marriage first.
Yes.
They really
Listen,
seem
the
to
first
ride for
3
each other.
episodes, she came in. That I was like, oh my goodness, this is how we starting out with Drew.
Like,
I
I don't
shook it.
know
Right,
if we
she
would have
did.
felt this way if she wouldn't have brought the worst part of her marriage on here first, because I feel like now her and her husband doing all this media stuff on the back end to try to make up for all the fuck shit that we saw that you introduced us with. So now I'm kind of like, I don't know. I feel if I would have just been looking at the show, I would have continuously been talking shit about her marriage. But now that I see her and her husband on social media, I'm like, I don't know. If you like it, I love it.
Nisi, I want to agree with you. And the reason that I feel we saw what we saw is the same reason that Housewives of New Jersey came out of the gate this season. Desperation. They were so desperate to not end up a one-season wonder, a friend of the show, a Shamari DeVoe, that they said, we are going to get that leg up, lay it low, and spread it wide with our business because we just bought this house. And the last place we want to end up is in debt news on Pop Roast, because I will talk about your foreclosure, according to Fulton County court document.
Right. And as far as LaToya is concerned, I definitely feel like when it comes down to the reunion, I think that she ate up the most at this point because, like, she's playing all sides at this point because she really sat up there and told them girls that Kenya's husband was what is it? He wanted alimony or something like that, and it was basically to the point to where Portia and them even had to tell her, like, girl, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why you telling her business? Like, you need to be careful with that. And I just think that LaToya is at this point to where she just trying to in where she fit in at this point. I don't know if it's because Kenya may have rubbed her the wrong way with the questions about whether or not who did what with the stripper. Well, I don't know what her angle is at this point because now it's like she's teeter-totting over from Kenya to Portia at this point. And even though she was over there telling Portia and them Kenya's business, they weren't even amused by it. They looking at her like she's crazy. So at this point, it's gonna be a bloodbath for LaToya at this reunion.
But you know, it's real messed up. Like in watching that scene, like it says a lot. Like you have this woman speaking to
LaToya was fucked up for sharing intimate details of Kenya's marriage and all of that, especially to Portia and Drew because they don't like her. She was wrong for that. She was wrong as fuck for that. Period. But at the same time, I don't necessarily feel like she was wrong for calling Kenya out on her bullshit. Like, I feel like I can have your back, but I can still let you know when you're wrong. Much like she did in the previous episode where she was like calling her out, like, why are you trying to make it such a bad thing? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't feel like she's wrong for that, but I feel like she's a bitch that talked too much. Like, they didn't have to know about the alimony. They didn't have to know about the child support. Like, she just, like, the floodgates opened and she gave all of her enemies every ammunition they need. So when the reunion come out,
gets backed into a corner. Whenever she feel like she's backed into a corner, I think she does that flip flop and shit. Because I think, you know, she did the same thing at the table. She was mad at Kenya, but feeling Kenya's heat made her then try to turn her sights on Drew. Like, oh, I'm gonna make it about Drew and Bolo since, you know, I don't want it to be about me in this threesome situation. I'm gonna keep making it about Drew and Bolo to, you know, take the heat off of me. But she also didn't want to like have a confrontation with Kenya. But I think that's because that's the way Kenya is. Kenya is very much like Tisha from Love and Marriage Huntsville, expects this unrealistic loyalty. Bitch, right. I can disagree with you and still be your friend.
Y'all seeing the previews for next week whenever Kenya says, don't you raise your voice at me?
Yeah, like, bitch, what are you, my mama?
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not necessarily upset at her for getting Kenya together about that because I get it. But I just don't like the fact that she just told all of her business like that. Like, the fuck is you doing?
Diarrhea of the mouth. You want to get in where you fit in. You kind of just like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. So here's information to please you. Here's information because I want to please you.
Yeah,
Oh
that's.
my
I
God.
think that's the road
Like,
that she's
oh,
going
really,
with the
Bondi? I think
situation.
Portia is that way. I don't give a fuck. Like what
But
y'all want
does
to cook
Kenya have
or
a
something?
right? But does Kenya have a right to be upset though? I believe Kenya has done shit like that in the past. Went back and forth between enemies, running her goddamn mouth and telling business and stirring up pots and stirring up shit like that. I believe she has.
I
Now
don't
everybody quiet.
know if this. No, I was
I'm trying
actually
not
trying
to
to
say
think
nothing
of.
because whatever I say, they gonna be like, oh, Bondi just hate Kenya, so I'm just
No,
not even gonna fucking say
Yeah.
nothing.
but Bondi, no, but that's why I brought it up because I want your opinion on it. I honestly feel like out of everything that Kenya has done, it wouldn't shock me if she's done the same thing in the past. Since everybody wants to talk about karma, let's talk about karma.
But when it comes down to karma, we already stated that Kenya is getting her karma at this present moment with everything that she got going on. So the karma factor isn't really the issue
That's
or a
between
question.
her and Miss Mark.
Karma.
That's
But
between her and Miss Markina. That ain't got
but
nothing to do
karma
with
is
the
karma
stuff
though,
that she's
Terrence.
done to those ladies. She's getting her
Karma
karma from
is
that man.
karma at the end of the day.
Okay, if you say so, Scotty,
Marriages
it's your channel.
marriages that she talked about. So I'm
This
just
your
saying.
channel.
I'm
I'm
just
gonna let
saying.
you have it.
Why everybody getting so sensitive tonight? God damn.
Ain't nobody sensitive.
First of all, let me say this. Ain't nobody about to act like I'm sensitive on this motherfucker. Okay, we just having a conversation about some bullshit. Okay, ain't nobody sensitive over here, bitch. If I was sensitive, I'd have hung up the phone. I just want to say that. But I don't like the way y'all be in the comments because I can't say one thing about Kenya being wrong without y'all acting like I never defend Kenya or I never see when Kenya, is right in something.
Right.
And I don't like that shit because I feel like that's bullshit. I often buck on Kenya's behalf when she's right. But with this Portia situation, I just don't feel that way. Like, it is what it is. Deal with it. Suck a dick.
But you don't have to worry about what people say in the comments though. Like we know what it is at the end of the day. Like you just gotta get like me at this point and try not to really focus on
Excuse me?
in the chat while we up here.
Excuse me?
I said try. I ain't say I did it.
Excuse
I
me.
didn't say I did now. I said try.
Scotty,
Listen,
that was
I
on your
usually
side.
I
You got
usually
all
don't even
that.
have my comments up. But I know you
I just said try
Right.
now. I didn't say
No,
I
you said
mastered
it
it. I
like
said
me.
I'm trying. Yes,
And
get
then
like
look,
me and try. That's what I'm saying. I ain't say get like me and do it. I'm saying get like me and try because I ain't said shit about these comments all day.
I don't want
And
to
they be
try.
trying to
If
come
I
at
see
me.
something I don't like, I'm cursing you the fuck out. I don't want to try. I'm sick and I'm here, and y'all gonna get this fever if y'all want it. And some of y'all in the comments be wanting
Period.
it. And since we here, I'll give it to you. That's all.
Hey Scotty, after tonight, you gonna need to buy you a brand new shovel, bro.
For what?
You digging yourself a fucking hole. Just keep digging the hole.
I'm
Okay,
not.
now screw you guys.
I caught it.
No, I specifically said I try. I didn't say I'm doing it. So I don't know what other word I need to use.
No, I guess he means just because you, like you said, you was like, damn, why everybody being so sensitive tonight? It's like, hey, listen, I ain't sensitive, bitch. Okay,
Right, we know
I'm liquored up. What's up?
Okay, period. Me too, child. Still got my birthday in.
It was a joke.
Okay, hot
But-
toddies, bitch.
But in all fairness, I think that when it comes to Miss Latoya, she needs to pick a side, okay? Choose ye who you serve today. Now, if you're going to be Team Kenya or you're going to be Team Portia, you can't be going back and forth between both of the ladies because now you're going to make yourself the outer cast.
She played herself by coming in, and then attaching herself to Kenya. She
Yeah.
played
Yeah.
herself. And I think that's what Marlo was trying to warn her about. Like, don't
Yeah.
attach yourself to Kenya by herself because then it'll make it so that you can't even have relationships with the other
Right.
girls without her being like, you're not choosing me. So
Right.
I just kind of feel like it also because Kenya, sees LaToya in a subordinate kind of role. So she feel like, you supposed to do what I'm telling you to do because you the new girl and you the newbie and all of that shit.
Yeah,
and I
do
think,
that.
yeah, and I think as grown women, people don't be having the energy for that shit. That's why her and Drew don't get along, because Drew is like, you ain't gonna son me, ho. Whether she wrong or right, whether her wigs are crooked or straight, she's just not gonna let you son her. And I appreciate that. She let an old man son her, but that's a conversation for another time. He's giving her dick, we'll let that go. But did anybody else clock the fact that Kenya was, has commented on how good Ralph looks? Nobody else.
You know what?
Yeah.
I did.
That's why I blame Drew. I blame Drew because my whole thing about Drew is you already insecure about your marriage on TV, but then you doing thirst trap pictures like him being naked behind you. You showing all this man body, and you already know everybody gonna be on them. So now, thanks to you, you're gonna have all these hoes, including me, and your man because I was in his DM when I saw that picture.
That is not how that went down, Terrence, but you cute. Okay, that is not how that went down. They did that because of Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. That happened after Kenya had already done the interview talking about how nice looking he was and all of that. And I think it's because his polo shirts be tight. But she said it before we had even really saw him. I don't think he all that, y'all. He nice, but like, it ain't all that.
No,
it ain't all that.
I think because of the pandemic, standards have gone down. We're not out of the house seeing as many men as we used to. So when something's, marginally attractive on TV, it gets way more attention than it needs to.
Marginally, exactly. I'm like, look at his shoulders, but that's it.
Right, exactly.
That's it.
Something
about y'all gonna stop doing Ralph got a whole new girlfriend in Tampa. Ralph said y'all gonna put some respect on his name.
Did
Portia he got a whole nother comment?
Y'all see what I mean, y'all? Y'all see what I mean? This comment that said, Portia said Ralph look good too. So what's your point, Bondi? I directly remember Portia saying, ask Kenya about that. That's her bag. That's what I remember. But go off in the comments.
Listen,
don't worry about the
Portia got it tight, but I don't think it's mine because look at who she's fighting tooth and nail to keep. So anything that Portia say cute, I gotta look at it for myself and then decipher. I just don't take her word for it.
I don't think she thinks Dennis cute. I think she thought Dennis was a good person to have a baby with because he was stable, had his own money, and could provide for that child. I think it was more so about that than about his looks. In all honesty, this episode made me feel like she don't even really want to be with him, but she keeps trying to make it work for the baby because she now realizes what she missed out on not being in the household with her daddy. So I think she keep going back to try to make it work, but I don't think she really want to be with him. I think the thrill is gone.
Oh yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, this man was caught openly at the Waffle House with different girls sitting around the table with.
When he said,
you ain't that
you don't remember why they broke up, y'all. I could have jumped through the TV. Was you in my live? Were y'all in my live today when I actually? I said to Alexa, I asked her, why did Portia break up with Dennis? And Google told me, bitch. What? Google ran down a whole summary. Google read it to me and everything about how it was on the Ricky Smiley morning show that Dennis cheated on Portia while she was pregnant. I said, bitch, not in the computer voice, read the whole situation down. So I was like, if you don't know, you can Google it.
I just want to say, Bondi going off in the comments is reminding me of when Alexander Rogers was literally coming at the comments on Lipstick Alley. Like literally, this is what this is. It is hilarious. I'm enjoying myself.
I hear Bondi. I just still feel like she just don't nobody really think about the long-term aspects of it. Like it always sound cute and it look cute in theory. But then once it actually happens, real life happens. And I said that in my review. So I do agree with Bondi. I do feel like Portia now sees real life. I don't think she saw it happening this way. And now but nobody never thinks about that. Everybody thinks about the right then and the right now and yada, yada, yada. And then it's a kid involved. So I as much as I don't see it for Portia, I do feel bad for her. Like, I don't think she purposely wanted this for her life. I agree with you, Bobby. I do think she thought that he was a good dude, and maybe, you know, it would, but it just didn't happen.
I mean, when y'all think about how shallow the dating pool is in Atlanta, like how many men she probably already know, married, gay, do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and finally finding somebody that's got their own business, that don't have no other kids, that's never been married. Like, I'm sorry, but for a single woman, probably Portia's age and her tax bracket, you got to check shit off in a box first before you even talk to somebody. So even if his character wasn't as great as she thought it was initially, I feel like you can't necessarily blame her, because dudes always want to show you their representative at first. But he was out here dogging her out. So their conversation was annoying to me, because I was like, you've been cheating on this girl the whole time. Y'all know I had that tea before it came out. And I sat on it because I was like, I don't need this to come out for me about him being out there at the Waffle House with them bitches. And it was one bitch that was too close that made me feel like she was the main bitch and then everybody else was her friends, and he was taking them out to eat after the club. But he was going to fuck one of them girls. Like,
oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So, yeah, Dennis can miss me with the bullshit. I wish she find somebody cuter and better than him. Y'all can co-parent. Your baby will be okay.
She could need to go down there to Jackson and find someone.
I wanted to ask y'all something before I head out. Do y'all truly believe that Dennis posted that Instagram post because he thought that Portia was bringing a date, or do y'all think that Dennis posted the single as fuck post in regards to Strippergate?
I think it was for Strippergate.
Oh, definitely Strippergate.
Me too.
I agree. I feel like in that conversation at the dinner table, Dennis was saying a lot, but not really saying it. Like, whenever he said you acting like you single, then when he said you almost 40, that didn't have nothing to do with her potentially bringing a date. That had everything to do with her showing her ass at that bachelorette party.
Yep. And he couldn't really say it because he's done his own shit. And he's been at the strip club and probably fucked strippers and all of that. So he can't even directly come at her about it. So he got to find another angle. You were supposed to stick it out with me. I was like, no, you are not telling the girl.
Shit that fuck niggas do. That's the shit that fuck niggas do. That's what Portia did not see. That he was a fuck nigga. And Candy kept trying to tell her ass that. She ain't want to listen.
I really think she thought because like she's such a catch for him. Let's be honest. Dennis is like a 5 and Portia's a good 9 at this point in her surgery and you know, escalation. Okay, we can give her a good 9. He knows that he's out of his league and she knows he's out of his league. So I think she thought that he would act accordingly because he wouldn't want to lose such a catch. But he also, like a lot of these men feel like they are so much a catch just because they're going to do halfway decent. They're going to do the bare minimum. So women are going to fight over them. And somebody as beautiful as Portia, as made as Portia without him, is going to still deal with his bullshit because it's not like they got a lot of men out here that will love their baby and still love on her. Like he's still buying her shit, still doing for her. Still, you know, anytime they go on trip, Dennis is the one that's picking folks up, dropping them off. I got the baby. She depends on him in a way that Kenya can't depend on Mark. Okay, so listen, that's why when y'all say that Kenya and Portia are the same, I be telling y'all that not really. I understand what y'all mean, the messy shit on this show, but I feel like at essence, at core value, they are not the same type of people just because they've had different life experiences. Kenya not having a mom has greatly affected the way she has relationships with other women. Portia is not that girl. She may be messy. She may be flighty. She may be ditzy. She may be stupid and gullible sometimes. All that shit she said about Marlo, that be her sometimes. Okay, for sure. But at the same time, I don't think it comes from that same place like with Kenya. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I do think somebody just said she picked up her father. I'm going to say that because I feel like Dennis probably really is there for PJ, you know, for real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think she thought that was the best she could get at that time. So she just went for it because her clock was short. I guess
exactly.
She felt like her clock was short.
That's
so she
what
was
I
like, this is the
think.
best I'm gonna get. I'm going for it.
We in our 30s, bitch.
BC, I think that too because Portia is so beautiful. I said Portia is so beautiful. I don't get it. And much like y'all said, listen, Dennis got a lot of money, so money makes guys cute to a lot of women. So that's why he was running around all town on Portia. He just felt like, maybe the women liked him more because he pulled Portia. Some women like
that. For sure. You better believe they probably was like, Portia with him? Oh, I wonder what it's like then. They automatically think he must have a slammer or a hammer in them pants or some shit like that. Yeah. For her to fuck with him. Just say, big dick or big wallet. It's one of the two. Either way, a bitch gonna try to get her slice of the pie.
Right.
It is what it is.
Okay, well, before we go, Josiah had requests that we discussed the Kirk Franklin thing before we
snap.
Here. So I know that's a big thing in the blogs lately.
Kirk Franklin was not wrong.
What's that?
Yeah, I said Kirk Franklin was not wrong. That boy was disrespectful, and Kirk Franklin did what my daddy would have did to me. Actually, Kirk Franklin would like, because if it was my daddy was in the Marines. He'd have came find me and broke my neck for talking to him like that. And that's
my brother
shit.
Probably would have got.
He shot. Lucky he got away with just he lucky he got away with just a cursing out. I don't feel like he was wrong.
That's how I feel about it.
Right. I wasn't shocked that he cussed him out because at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. And I guess because how Christians be like, oh my God, he cussed his son out. Like clearly they have had his issues. But with the son, bro, you don't need to be putting it on social media. Y'all been having issues for years. Go to therapy. You're 33. You're a grown ass man. Get help. Talk to somebody about the trauma. You know what I'm saying? I have issues with my daddy, but I went to therapy and I healed from that. I didn't go on social media and write a whole thesis statement and books and novels on why I don't trust him. Like, come on now.
I'm also trying to understand who has the issue here, because in one moment you got people screaming shit like church folks love to put people on pedestals, and then in another breath you got church people saying that he was cursing too much, and then you got people saying you shouldn't be talking to your child like that, and I'm like, y'all got way too many fucking opinions for me about some a snippet of a soundbite between a father and son, and a grown-ass son at that. Y'all got way too many deep, profound opinions. Somebody commented on my live in all fucking caps letters. I said, somebody is projecting, okay? Right. Baby, deal with your mama. This ain't that. At the end of the day, I just kind of feel like people want to baby grown-ass people these days. They was like, and if something happened to him, y'all gonna be sending condolences. I'm like, yeah, bitch, because that's what you do when something happens to people. You send condolences. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Like,
and then what did you say to your daddy that triggered him? As he said in his apology, he was triggered. He said some things that he did not mean to say, but he was triggered. What did you say that you did not record? That's my question.
And he was like, I dare you. I was like, I dare you. My daddy would have choked the shit out somebody for saying I dare you.
And what was funny to me was I don't even think that the Christians were shocked. Because Christians know that he cussed. I feel like the people that were really holding him up on a high pedestal were people who were like, see, Christians really do sin. See, I don't feel like it was anybody who was a true Christian. People don't care.
Right. This comment, so would you accept that level of cursing out of age 30 plus? What are y'all trying to say? I'm trying to understand. Do y'all understand that question? So would you accept that level of cursing?
Oh, so if you were the child and you were 30 plus and your parent was cussing at you like that, would you accept that, or would you be cussing? Okay.
No, I'd hang up on my mama and tell her and text her to call me when she calmed down. I'm not gonna record this shit and put it on Instagram.
Well, I mean, I agree with Bonnie. I mean, me and my mom's. She's always followed Hannah, and I ask her sometimes, like, why are you yelling? Like we are right here. What is happening? And then when she get to talking real crazy, because again, that is my mother, and I love her dearly, I just go mute and just don't say shit to her. Just sit there and look at her like she fucking crazy until she calm the fuck down. I'm not gonna curse you out, but I'm gonna just let you have that. Like, and my father did it to me one time when I was getting ready to go to Korea. Literally cussed me smooth the fuck out like I wasn't his son, and then hung up the phone. I'm glad he did, because I would have hung up on him. What I do, I just talked to his ass for 2.5 years. Like, okay, you not gonna fucking play with me,
right?
But again,
That's 2.5 years.
Right, but my
that's 2.5 years,
dude. But here's the thing, though. On some real shit, I can't really judge this off of the clip because it was small. 1, 2, I do believe that both parents and children should respect each other because we're human beings, point blank, and the period. And the last thing is, at the end of the day, there's only one person or thing that you can control in any given situation. That is your damn self. And the fact that I believe it was chopped up because your parent is going on. And if you really didn't like that, why are you egging your father on saying, I wish you would? Now, look, again, me and my pops ain't never been that cool. I wish the fuck I would have said that shit to I would have been told the fuck out the frame. I ain't even lying that shit.
And so people acting like we saying that Kirk is not wrong. We're not saying that Kirk can't be wrong. Nobody is saying that. Nobody's saying that parents can't be wrong. What we're saying is an adequate response to your parent handling you wrong is not to get on social media and blast them. Is that not understood? Is that confusing?
Right. Coming from a person who no longer has none of his parents, you better cherish their ass while they're here. All right. I really want the both of them to get some type of healing. I don't know. There's obviously something that's deep rooted that went on that neither one of them are talking about because their son is obviously hurt. I really want them to fix it. Get off of Instagram with it. I don't feel like that daughter Kennedy should have came up in and said nothing. Girl, stay out of that. Continue to be her brother. Let that continue to be your dad. Stay out of that. Let them handle that.
Yeah,
they got shit to do with you.
Yeah, that's the part I didn't like. I ain't like
that.
Yeah,
because that's just adding fuel to the fire. Stop! Don't do that.
But what I was able to ascertain, because somebody actually said on their live earlier, is that when old boy was born, Kirk took him on the road with him for many years, and not part of. And if that's true, because I don't know it to be a fact, but if it's true, that leads me to believe there's probably a sense of entitlement there for him as a son, almost like with Brian McKnight and his son and a lot of other celebrities. And it could be that all of this is coming from a hurt place of I can't get what I used to get, motherfucker, because you're grown. But I feel that could be it.
Steve Harvey actually spoke on it on his show, and he basically said he talked to Kirk, and that's what it is. The son, back in the day when the son was younger, Kirk didn't have all of this money, but he's kind of gotten it over the years. So now the son is feeling resentment from the fact that he didn't get what the kids that Kirk has now are getting. But it's like he didn't have it back then to give you. You know what I'm saying? But I understand the resentment, but it's like you can't come back and expect your dad to take care of you as a 30-something-year-old man just because he's rich. And I feel like that's how he feels. It's like an entitled thing where you feel like you're entitled to have more just because your dad has more. And that's not necessarily how things go. You know, especially if you are disrespectful, especially if you talk to your parent like you feel entitled to things. And I see a lot of y'all talking about how it's not okay to curse at your kids and all of that. But y'all forget that kids can be very disrespectful. I have heard, I'm not about to put all my people's business out there like that, but people have talked to my parents in a way that pissed me off, that had me on defense. And I'm going to just say my parent never deserved that. Never. And I feel like parents often go above and beyond for their kids, and their kids get older and have a skewed understanding of what shit was because they just living it from their standpoint. They don't understand what their parents might have had to go through or what they, all of that shit. So I just kind of feel like it goes both ways, but I do feel like you can't act like a parent is supposed to have the same amount of respect for a child or for their child as their child should have for them, because I took care of you. You didn't take care of me. So, even though you're supposed to take care of your kids I still feel like there's a level of you have to check yourself as a child of a parent sometimes, because they still did take care of you. You didn't take care of them. So that to me, that is the difference in why I feel like I don't like when y'all keep saying, oh, you shouldn't be talking to, your parents like that, as if it's okay to disrespect your parents just because they said something you don't like. I don't like that. So I'm sorry, y'all. Go ahead.
And I'm more than sure. I agree with Bondi. He just want his daddy to take care of him. That's not Kirk's job. I'm more than sure Kirk helps you in the areas where you need it and where he can, but at the end of the day, that doesn't alter or change the fact that you a grown, rusty ass 33-year-old nigga. That don't change that. Your daddy being Kirk Franklin don't mean shit. He's still rearing you to be a grown ass man, and while that's his money. Him being rich ain't got nothing to do with you. Him having money ain't got nothing. He got his. Get your own. That's basically what it is that Kirk is teaching him. And I don't really feel like there's anything wrong with that. I don't like the fact that a lot of people feel like, well, the daddy got it, so he should just give it to him. Nah, that ain't how this works. That's not how any of this works. I wasn't raised like that. I was raised to work for everything. Appreciate it.
Right. And it's really hard to like comment on it because we don't really know the timeline because it's private. But my thing is, stop putting it on social media. Stop putting it out so people can have an opinion without all the facts.
And I think that's what most of us are coming from with this. Like, it just didn't need to be on social media. Whoever is wrong, whatever the issue is deep down, why did you have to record him and then antagonize him and then put it on social media? Like, that's a lot for me.
And this is also similar to, I believe it was Caesar's daughter that did the recording and then posted on social media, and then everybody mad like, oh my God, why you commenting this shit on social media? Like, you put it out there, now you have a whole lot of people who are literally in some business they don't necessarily be in. And also with the young man, like, I really hope he understands that now that you have created this path, you are going to have to walk this thing to the very end, because when and it's the world of consequence, because when the smoke clears, there's going to be consequence for what you did. Now, your father, honestly, I don't think it's going to really hurt Kirk that much, because the fact that he went on television, I think Oprah, and told that he had a porn addiction, and that didn't kill his career. I don't think this is going to. But I feel that whatever career or journey or ventures that the son has, they're probably going to come to a halt pretty soon because of your antics.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, and nobody is saying that Kirk's not wrong. Y'all keep saying that I'm not saying Kirk not wrong. I'm on the show Kirk got his fault. I think the thing that we're saying is the only thing that we can speak on is the recording. Mm-hmm. And the recording was made to make him look bad. But it actually made the son look bad. All right. So nobody is saying Kirk is innocent.
Well, only thing that I can say before we close this out is that it just goes back to what people are saying. Some people in the comments are saying we don't know the basis of the relationship or the situation. We don't know, but at the same time, when you post stuff on social media, it gives people to make their own assumptions, make their own speculations as to what it is, because we really, honestly and truly, we don't know what the relationship is with Kirk and his son. But the fact is, when you put a recording and you're trying to prove a point, and you're not necessarily proving your said point, you're only proving that you are a disrespectful son. That's where it goes wrong. I feel like he thought that he was doing something by putting out a recording of his father cursing him out.
He did.
But in the same, you put out a recording, everybody's looking at you crazy because you were very antagonistic and aggressive in that conversation, and you were egging him on. And that's why you got cursed the fuck out. So that's really where it stands with that. So his son brought it to the public, so it gave everybody else, the right to speak on it or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it is what it is. So with that being said, we've been on here for like.
Can I say one thing real quick, Scotty? A couple people have mentioned that me and old boy is the same age. I know some people don't mean harm by, but I do want to say we are the same age. But the difference between he and I is, I've done a lot of self-reflecting. I've done a whole lot of repairing. I've done a whole lot of owning ish that I've done in my past. And not just that, I've gone through therapy. So I've done a lot of work on myself as a 33-year-old man. I've done a lot of work on myself, which is why when I mentioned when my mother does what she does, rather than sit here and just flip out on her, I'm in control and not act like, why are you yelling? Why are you mad? What did I say to him? Oh, you gonna keep yelling? I'm not gonna talk to you. Like, but that comes with growth. So it leads me to believe he is trouble and there's issues that he needs to work through that he has yet to work through.
Right, because a mature person would not handle the situation in that way, regardless to whether his dad was wrong or not. And that's what y'all don't seem to understand, some of y'all. But hold up, before we go, y'all, they pissing me off.
Right.
So I'm reading about how they're mad at Cardi and Meg for their performance. And people are acting like they shouldn't have done that on the Grammys and it was trash and all of that. And I just had to block somebody because they was like, you know, Miley Cyrus got talked about drag for a year for her. I'm like, they let white girls do nasty shit on these shows all the time. I don't understand why everybody acting like it's such a big deal. This is what we're seeing on social media. This was in the videos. This is what was popping. Like, why do we all of a sudden get to the Grammys and now everybody's supposed to be on Nickelodeon or some shit?
I like the performance. So
I'm so annoyed.
They way off.
And on top of that, people are mad. Another thing, acting like they're pissed. Megan Thee Stallion winning her Grammys and they're making this all about Nicki Minaj and they're like.
But she did win a Grammy before Nicki Minaj. It was before Nicki. She won a Grammy before Nicki, which is a true fact. It's just a fact.
I feel like Lil Kim crawled so Nicki Minaj could walk, so Meg Thee Stallion could run or gallop. I just kind of feel like Nicki might be taking this as slight, but she should know that, you know, you kind of fucked that up yourself back in the day at the Grammys. You know what I'm saying? She fucked that up for herself. They asked her not to perform a certain thing and she did it anyway. And that kind of ruined her relationship with the Grammys. So if you was going to be like, fuck them, don't care about whether they give you awards or not. Like every year y'all be like, fuck the Grammys and then still be sitting there waiting to find out if you going to get one. Like if it's really fuck them. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, don't be mad when Meg gets her award. I honestly felt like I was glad to see somebody who I actually saw all over the place, who I heard on the radio the most, whose videos I would, you know, the person I actually saw the most actually won the award for Best New Artist. Like that, I was like, wow, it made sense this year. Because so many times they be like giving awards to people nobody knows. Just saying.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. I was actually happy to see Megan win her award because, like Bunny said, she has been all over the radio. She's been all over the place. Everybody's been talking about her. I'm glad she's winning her award. Like, yeah, she won her Grammy before Nicki Minaj, but okay, Nas just won a Grammy last night.
Right. I couldn't believe that.
A legend.
I couldn't believe it either.
So
and he's in the Guinness.
Yeah, so it's plenty of people.
So Nas won before Nicki Minaj too.
He should have though.
Under the wire, but yeah, okay. So both Nas and Meg Thee Stallion have won before Nicki. Just checking. Blue Ivy also won before Nicki.
Yes. Lil Kim. Let's not forget Lil Kim has a Grammy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she does. Nicki doesn't though.
So
Nicki should have got a Grammy for that first album. No, I'm not gonna play my girl like that. She should have got a Grammy for I wish that I could have this moment for life. That should have won a Grammy. Because them little white kids played the shit out that song.
I agree.
Yeah, you know, I do think that she should have won a Grammy at some point in time, but at the same time, though, I just don't like it when people try to downplay somebody else's accomplishments because their favorite didn't win. You know what I mean? Like, Nicki didn't win, so what? You know, whatever.
Right.
You know,
they was even mad that Lil Baby didn't win. They was like, oh, you know, Meg shouldn't have won, Lil Baby should have. I'm like, man, y'all better leave Meg and her fucking Grammys alone. Let that girl win something. God damn. Bitch done lost their parents. Bitch done got shot. You know what I'm saying? They keep persevering and y'all still mad that the bitch is still persevering. I'm glad. I thought it was triumphant. Then Beyonce being there to support her and all of that shit was amazing. It made the Grammys worth watching because otherwise, bitch, I was not interested. I was like, the Grammys came on? Oh.
I never watched the Grammys. I never watched the Grammys.
I
don't either.
On Twitter.
Yeah, I catch the recaps and the videos on the blog.
Yeah,
I carry my bags to the Hilton.
Damn it, he went there. I was about to say Alex has a list of artists that he will forever have his foot on their neck. Carrie Hilson, Janet Jackson, Nicki Minaj. Alex, who am I missing? Because it's your list.
Well, you know what? I like to just surprise people whenever they come up.
Nas definitely should have got one for one mic. That's my shit. I love jump rope.
Yes, he should
All I
have.
need is one mic.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Not jumping rope to one mic. But
I'm about to try that tomorrow, Bondi.
You should. I love it. It's so fun.
But,
Everybody's like, Janet Jackson's whispering, Beyonce's theft.
That's too funny.
I mean, Beyonce got out here and stole A-Marie's whole career, her whole sound, her whole look for the album.
Don't do that.
I mean, she did. Like, everybody wants to say don't do it, but Beyonce did it.
No,
But
Beyonce
she worked with the same producer, didn't she? On B-Day
I thought it was somebody else. Was
from
it J-Lo?
A-Marie's.
I
It
ain't
was
got
some
time for the
producer.
BF come around here fucking with me.
It was
Child,
Rich
if you
Harrison
look
he's
at Love
referring
on
to.
Top
That's
and
what
then
he's
you
talking
look
about.
at One Thing, you can see the similarities.
I think he's talking about the fact that she worked with Rich Harrison
thought
because
people
Rich Harrison
compared
worked with A-Marie first on Why
Yeah,
Don't
Rich
We Fall in
Harrison.
Love, and then she worked with him again on, and then Beyonce worked with him on Crazy in Love, and her career skyrocketed. So a lot of people say that she stole, A-Marie.
Child, they say that about everybody. They say that about A-Marie. They say that about Aaliyah.
That's what
They
they
say that
say.
they
Yep.
always saying that Beyonce. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. That lady worked hard to
Exactly.
get where she at.
Sure do.
That lady worked
Yeah,
very
yeah.
hard. That lady fell
Yeah,
on
she
stage.
works hard at theater. We know.
She do like to steal a good song. Yes, she do. She loves to steal a
You're
good
right.
song. I will not lie
She do.
about that.
You're real. You're gonna wake up to a whole bunch of
can't
beehive
steal-
things
I
on
You
your
don't
can't
give a
page.
steal vocals. You can't steal vocals, and you can't steal the dance move. Or well, she did steal a lot of her dance moves from New Orleans. That bitch used to be Josephine Johnny in her ass. I was like, bitch, y'all. Never mind. Anyway,
They're from the
My
HBCU.
sister used to say that all the time, but
yes, that's a Josephine Johnny. She stole that shit. We used to.
Like my sister used to say that all the time.
I know y'all know, cause like a lot of stuff that we do, y'all do. Yes, she stole that shit.
Like my sister used to say that all the time. She was like, Beyonce on stage, Josephine Johnny, and I'm like, Charlie.
It was right around the time where that's what we was doing down here.
Right, exactly. But you guys, we've been on here for over 3 hours, so I think it's
time to go.
The perfect time to bring it to a close. I will say that we had a great show tonight. We had a lot of laughs. We even had a heated debate between Bundy and myself. I'm pretty sure that the comment section is going to make it seem like me and Bundy are now feuding.
Oh yeah, Scotty, you're gonna get cussed out.
Yeah,
you're gonna get cussed
thing
out.
and all other stuff.
They finna cuss you right out. It's gonna be your fault.
What you eating, Niecy?
I mean, a bagel.
Oh, okay. Oh, y'all stop being messy. We can disagree about this shit. Like, y'all want us to always agree? I wanted to argue with them last week, but my internet was acting crazy. I'd have been arguing with more people. I'd have been arguing with all the new people on here too. Okay, it's okay, y'all. It's all right. I ain't still my friend, y'all. It's all right. Just so y'all know.
Right. So just argue all the time, trying to pit us up against each other. So that's not.
That's why I said so you could curse Terrence out all day, and we. I can't have an altercation.
Why into this, Scotty? I ain't did nothing to nobody.
No, but y'all always fighting. So that's why I'm like, damn, they
No,
always get into it. We can't have a little disagreement over a real topic on the show. And everybody like, oh, I bet she ain't gonna be here next week. I bet she ain't gonna be friends no more, bitch. No more paying no more body on it.
Yeah.
Bondi, we do not get into it. I just have to correct some bullshit. That's all that it is that I have to do. So we're not getting into it. We're not fighting.
That's why we get into it, because he say dumb shit like this. This is why.
Right.
And that's why we getting into it.
I'm with you on that.
You know what? To quote Needy Leaks, you know what? I'm gonna give you this right here. Give you that.
Child, as long as you don't close the laptop. As long as you don't close the laptop, Lord.
Oh God.
Oh my God. But yes, I just had to say that because I know that every week somebody finds something fucked up. The energy is bad. Everybody's not getting along. They're being forced to be. It's something every week, child. That's why I had to post.
Well, speaking of saying something fucked up, we about to play a game. Speaking of saying something fucked up, Kaylon from Bell Collector just sent me a friend request. Let's see who's gonna be the first one to say something.
But that's your friend. That's your friend.
I'm so shocked. I just knew it was gonna be a KKK.
I mean, look, you was waiting on this whole motherfucker. I'm not surprised.
I just knew it.
Brand you.
What is going on? Do they not watch the reviews? I'm so confused. Like, do you?
They be watching. They be watching.
You do. I've watched your reviews. I'm so confused. Child, something wrong with them people, boy. I think they just like the attention. They just like that somebody talking about them. It don't even matter whether it's negative or not.
Remember, I told y'all, Kaylon sent me a message on Instagram the night I interviewed Latrina of my interview and my reviews, and I'm just like, but I called you KK Kaylon, and you said, okay.
Maybe she was cooking or something while listening.
KK, we thought you was stuttering. KKK.
hey, Bonnie, please stop talking about Terrence's friend. Kanekalon. Stop talking about his friend.
Listen,
people get offended.
Tell that lady get away from me because that lady give me real, negative white lady vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm glad how y'all around. Listen, I'm not white Dr. Antoinette. I know how to leave friends where they at. Nah, you can't meet these people. I ain't got no time. Because whatever come out their mouth is on they. I ain't got shit to do with that. And if you go back and forth with them, I ain't got shit to do with that. Don't expect me to say you. Don't expect me to stop shit. So to keep that from happening, I wouldn't even bring her around like that. See, it's settled. I know how it works.
The nurses have to stick together, child. That's
yeah, exactly. She a nurse practitioner. That's my sis. I got we took an oath. The
oath of bullshit. However, you guys, we've had a great show tonight. I want to thank everybody, panelists that's up here: Nisi, Bundy Blue, Yarel, Terrence, as well as Jay Lee and Jamie, who were previously up here earlier today. Thank everybody. We had a great show tonight, though. I think this is probably the best one of the best ones we did. We went through a whole railroad of emotion, from laugh to fighting like siblings to having emotional conversation. This is what the panel is all about. And the reason why it was so great, I can see it was so great because it almost lasted for almost 4 hours. But with that being said, you guys, Yarel will be putting timestamps in the comment section for people who want, people who want fucking timestamps and stuff like that, because they say the panels are too long. So
you gotta do it.
Taking note of all time.
You gotta put it in your description. Put the time codes in the description. That way the people can just click on the part they want to hear.
Or he can just pin my comment and they can do it from right there.
Oh, so you want the people to do the work? I ain't mad at it. I mean, hey, if they don't want to, hey, I ain't mad at it. I get it.
Well, and look, somebody said, Secretary Socrates, look, I'm the secretary, the treasurer. Everybody want me to be a damn moderator. I call somebody trying to just chat, hey, me a moderator. Y'all working me to death now. I didn't get paid.
Oh God, he stays everybody's channel really well though, especially Terrence, and I think he moderates Bondi's channel too. If I'm not mistaken,
he moderated for me today too. Shout out to y'all.
Yes, indeed. Hey, we about y'all. Basketball Wives come on tomorrow. I know most of us will be doing reviews on it, but y'all know we don't talk about this on the panel anymore. And at this
2
point,
more
we won't be able to talk
episodes
about
and
it
it's
at all.
over. No reunion.
Listen, I already cut it as a plan.
Canceled assholes.
Listen, I'm already gonna use her tweets on my green screen bar. That's gonna be my backdrop, girl. Y'all gonna gag. I'm gonna use them tweets.
And Bondi, what channel y'all ladies first panel gonna be on this week?
Jamie. It's gonna be on Jamie channel this week. So we'll talk about whatever bullshit happens on Basketball Wives on the ladies first panel on just Jamie's channel. Y'all follow her.
And another thing I also want to ask you guys too, before we head out, I know a couple of people had said something about Love After Lockup. I know I don't watch the show, but I know some of y'all do. So if y'all want to add that too, we'll be talking about it up here. That'll be fine.
I love that show.
They had their finale episode already. So maybe like, when they come back in like June or July, I think, if y'all want to, do it then, but it's over for right now.
Okay. Well, that's good then. We'll do it that way. I guess I can start watching it then too. Then since it's gonna be
you should. You are anybody that's not watching that shit is missing out. Okay,
it is the bomb.
I'ma watch it. Lord, people keep telling me to watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
I give it a chance.
I'll get there eventually. Well, I still haven't watched Love Marriage Huntsville yet.
Out of here for real now. I forgot you don't watch that. We out of here. Oh, is it still going?